Well, I guess one guy did just say hello instead of ready.
That is correct.
You know, it was never unclear for me how to enter the tournament and how it worked. I
I've
wonder
tried.
what the problem is.
I have tried to make it as easy as possible,
I wondered
but
how it worked.
it seems like some people still don't quite get it.
Rest assured, there's gonna be people that don't understand.
I mean, even with that person, we still only have 15 people. I just want like one or two more people to enter, so we don't have to like make this weird AF weird AF bracket. But I don't think we have a choice right now.
Well, if there's 15 people, we can just accelerate Ohm as the former champion.
That's true. That's true.
Would be great.
Would be great indeed.
Currently have a blank bracket that waiting for names.
I'm not insane, right? We have more than 16 people in tournament entry.
We had 19 people in the tournament entry.
Hmm.
Let me just tell you, 19 does not make a nice bracket.
19 does not make a nice bracket. You are correct.
You'd think 20 would, but that's pretty bad too.
Well, I mean, we don't have that much, so
Well, regardless, we're gonna give him we're gonna wait for like 4 more minutes, and if we don't get any entries, then I will just start the tournament. Oh, by the way, let me just post the password in host chat so you guys can enter. The password is currently in host chat when you're watching, so
well, memories. Are you using? Oh, I'm on the RC. Oh, I feel so dumb.
yeah, we're on
I need to
14.10.
download. Uh,
Oh, nice. We have
Namek
Namek.
got
We
in.
have Namek. Is it Namek or Namek?
It's Namek. Well,
Mac.
I think.
1410 stable.
Yes.
Remember when was my last up? Yeah, I need to. Okay, so I don't need to go to the website to the upgrade. I need to update.
I still think there might be a better way to make sure everybody shows up, but like,
Permanently ban them if they don't sign up
hmm.
correctly.
If we do that, we would not have many people participating in these tournaments.
And make sure that people would pay attention though.
Just to reiterate, if you are entering, please make sure you post in tournament chicken.
Oh, Caster apparently left. So that's great.
It looks like we might have our 16th person. Alright. Where is Octo, by the way?
I'm here. I'm updating. It will take
Oh,
me
right. If I forget. Okay.
a few moments. Maybe I'll miss the first round and I'll join you later if you want to start now, because it's gonna take me like 1 minute or two, I think.
Alright. Tour brackets are up.
But you made the brackets?
I use that challenge, whatever it's called. It was easy, just 16 people.
I was just filling it in, but guess there's no point now. Only reason I wanted to be here.
So, round 1 is Upguard versus I Am Mistborn. The password is in tournament announcements. By the way, Cyrus, have you played any Domination recently? Like, at all?
Yes. But I despise it strongly.
You do not like Domination?
No, I think that the game is better off without it, because
The best explanation of how you play Domination is you played like Arena on rank mode.
Uh-huh.
that's pretty good.
It's super awkward. My experience with it was super awkward. It's like you'll see. Domination.
So instead of spawning with chips, you have up to 5 that you can select, and then you click those to spawn them in with your starting money. And then you send them off to capture points, which give you more money to buy more ships. You either win by having more points when the time cuts out, or by winning all of the points, which either comes first.
That is correct, and you two do not like it.
No. The only ships that succeed are one reactor cannon ships that just run on very little and can just do a lot of damage.
Who is Dr. Seed, and is that you, Octo?
Oh, I didn't catch that part.
Who is this Dr. Seed, and is that you, Octo?
Oh no, it's not me. I'm still updating.
So that would be no.
Oh, it looks like somebody... This is a good start. Looks like somebody has already needed to downgrade their game version, just like Octo.
Yeah, for some reason it said that the RC was the next regular update and not experimental, so...
Woke messed up. Not the first time it's happened, but...
Oh.
Apologies to everybody, but yeah, tournaments always start pretty slow because we have issues. Issues that have not been sorted out, even though I've been doing these for a year.
More than a year.
Practice makes better.
By the way, Octo,
That's like
how close are you to being done?
what is that? Oh, I don't know. I'm like right now. I'm installing the update. After I downloaded it, those days. In a few seconds, I'll be done. I think.
Okay, just a
I don't know how long it will take to load up the assets for the first time.
It does appear that neither player is ready yet, so we can probably wait for you. Am I too soft? Can you guys not hear me?
Oh no, I can hear you well.
appears we have lost Cyrus. Man, we've been getting technical issues all the time.
The cast domination mode.
Are you ready yet, Octo? Because otherwise,
And no, but don't wait for me. Start it. I'll join the next round.
Alright, let me just go find Cyrus. Man, I fix one issue, another one pops up.
Yeah, I'm back.
Alright, let us start the first battle.
I wonder what up guard is supposed to be. Is it like upgrade, up your guard, on guard?
Alright, we have a... let's see what both players have decided to take here. So, Mistborn has decided to instantly go for 3 ships. One, a very small laser blaster ship, and 2 moderately sized cannon ships. Oh, he's gone for some extra small laser ships. Meanwhile, up guard... Ooh, is this, I'd call this...
Laser fighters maybe, but with nukes?
Yeah, that seems to sum it up. I, to be perfectly honest, I haven't actually seen that many, domination specific ships. So I can't really say, comment on how effective they are. But it looks like Upguard has decided to go for the center control point immediately. And, in fact, both players have gone for the center control point. There is some fighting around the center. Meanwhile, Mistborn has captured Bravo. Wait, no, he's already captured that. Sorry.
Mistborn has spawned a mine ship and another laser drone, and Upgrade is bringing a rather long railgun ship, and now another laser drone of his own.
If we look at the credits, Upguard currently has more fleet value, but Mistborn has been saving up quite a decent chunk of credits right now.
I wonder what he's gonna use for that, or if he's just forgotten.
Well, I've been told that in Domination, large ships are useless. We will see if that is true.
Not useless, they're just much harder to use effectively, because it's hard to fight 5 cannon ships coming from all angles with 1 railgun, for example.
There is still relatively fierce fighting in the middle. Looks like neither player has decided to go for a sneaky point take.
Well, in the bottom left...
yes, actually you're right. In the bottom left, Mistborn has gone for like a sneaky point take. But there is a defending ship there.
Oh no. Mistborn has brought a rail of his own. About half the size of Upguard's.
He is, I think he's not quite keen on fighting the rails directly. It looks like he just lost that rail already.
Yeah, that ship doesn't have much more use.
It does have FTL drives, which is quite useless. It looks like Upguard has managed to capture the center alpha point.
Mistborn coming in with a lot more ships. And a mine layer. I didn't really expect to see one of those.
Well, technically speaking, mines could be useful in defending an existing point.
It could, but so far I haven't seen effective usage of them because almost all weapons just outrange the landing area of mines.
But more it seems my technical issues aren't resolving themselves currently because I don't seem to be able to download the update. So I'll join you later if I manage to fix that.
You might want to try downloading it directly from the website in case you have
That's
not
what I'm
yet.
doing. That's what I'm doing right now, and it's not working. We'll see what I can do. I'll see what I can do, and I'll come back to you. Sorry about that.
Middle is being contested yet again. Looks like Upguard has more ships in the area though, with 2 larger than regular ships.
That rail ship is doing some decent work at chunking down the smaller ships right now.
It's extremely vulnerable through the front end because the shields don't quite extend past the railgun.
The rail hasn't. Oh, there goes it. There goes the rail.
Yep. And the ship is mostly useless now.
At this point, what I believe you're supposed to do is just self-destruct that ship, so it does not take up the fleet cat.
Yeah, I think that corpses of ships also take up money, but I'm not sure. But you can't self-destruct those, so it's optional to try and just destroy the CR and let the ship float away. The top left is being contested by Upguard. Well, captured, really.
He did have a higher income. He still has a higher income than Mistborn right now, so he does have the ability to purchase and send out more ships.
Guards mostly retaking back the middle. Still currently contested.
Remember, as long as you're contesting a point, you're not just increasing your income, you're also reducing the enemies.
Top left is being contested. Oh, well, we got this control room, so now it's his. Up guards.
It looks like Upguard has sent in another rather large. I'd say this is a medium-sized ship to the middle.
Void sword.
Mistborn is losing significant ground right now.
Yeah, currently he only has 1 point.
Yes, he still has the top left point.
Top right.
Yes, top right. Top right. I don't know my directions.
You see, the mines would be better if they shot out further, because currently the mines that are being laid are just doing nothing.
I mean, mines are really a static defense weapon and not an offensive weapon. At least it shouldn't be. It looks like Upguard is getting close to capturing the center point as well.
Center point is captured, and he's sending a squadron of void daggers to the top right, which he'll
Uh,
probably capture.
if he does cap, Mistborn needs to use his credits right now, otherwise he will lose as soon as the top right point is captured.
Well, he's capturing the top left now. I think that the timer will just decide Upguard the winner.
Mistborn says he currently cannot buy any ships.
Well, it says he has
I don't see why not,
about
since he has basically
1.3 million credits.
and he hasn't hit fleet cap. Did Wall just mess up again?
Despite what you may think, audience, he's not perfect. And Upguard wins.
Well, congratulations to Upguard for winning the first battle. Octo's just gone, looks like. Hold on a second while I try and find him again.
Octo, come home.
Alright, let us move on to the second battle, which is Mega versus Still Him.
Versus still him?
Yes, I thought it was Still Heim, but it's Still Him.
Still him 30, no less.
What's your current opinion on Domination like so far? Do you just dislike it because like what's your reason for disliking it?
Well, I prioritize building like really big ships that you're good at piloting. So it's not fun to just have really small ships that you have to not focus on individually. As well, the only really strategies that work is cannon ships in reality. As far as I can tell, as far as I've played.
So your opinion is that like mainly the problem is you are not allowed to use larger ships. At least the mode does not support larger ships.
Or the enemy punishes it pretty extremely.
That does appear to be pretty consistent with what we have seen so far. Uh, both players again have decided to go for relatively small ships compared to arena and elimination.
Only like 1/5 of the 1.5 mil ships.
I mean, technically speaking, I would argue that domination is played more like an RTS match, where you don't really see one gigantic, very powerful unit. You see multiple.
I'd prefer something like that where you control a fleet instead of a bunch of fighters.
Well,
Only the top left and bottom left are being contested.
it does indeed look like Mega has just decided to go and storm every single control point right out the gate.
Yeah, the bot flies he has, if you can see those really small ships, are rather fast and good for capturing unguarded points. The 4-piece ships of the control room, bunk, and 2 thrusters. Mega is also setting up nuke spinners in the right hand points for some sort of static defense, I think.
I mean, nuke spinners, while they're not as immensely overpowered as they are in Arena, they still have their immense range. So they would make pretty decent static defense points.
Yeah, they're currently the best static defenses, I think. Middle point is being recaptured by Stillheim, I think.
Stillheim has managed to equalize the income. Oh, he's now in the lead with 2 control points to 1.
Mega spawns 4 more ships. What I hope to see is somebody using prisms and tractor beams.
Indeed, we don't really see that. We haven't seen many prism. Well, prisms is understandable since it is a new feature, but tractor beams has been out for an entire update now.
Yeah, but it's never been used in it hasn't been used effectively so far in a tournament, and I wanted to see how people would use it in domination as well. We go recapturing the center point. Re-losing the center point. Or having it tied up anyways. The nuke spinner defending its territory well in the top right. Is friendly fire on for this?
Friendly fire is not on.
Bottom and left point being captured, so is top left, all by Mega, and so is the center. I think he might just win because of capturing points, because he just needs the middle one, which is halfway done at this point.
Congratulations to Mega for well, the first win for with capturing every single point. I mean, there has only been 2 battles right now, so I wouldn't really say the first.
5 minutes is pretty good.
That is pretty good.
I'm sure there's ways that you could get even closer, though.
I would assume that if one player just decides to well, you would have to like go and instantly go protect your points with your starting ships. Otherwise, you are at risk of just losing as soon as the other player, if the other player has fast ships.
Yeah. I mean, if you bring really slow ships that are really tanky, and then the enemy brings those small ships that can just fly and then they run out of power, then I suppose you could win without having to have even fight.
No, winner, not winter. Round 3 is Mr. Zigzag. Can't spell. Can't spell. Versus Shade.
I wonder where Octo is.
Me too. Oh, but
Just
while we're waiting for the Octo, are we waiting or are we just hoping for him to come back? Both players are ready, so we can now start the battle. Man, I need more coffee. Well, here's your reactor cannon ship designs. I do like the painting on these. They look cool.
Shades or
Mr. Zigzags.
oh
In fact,
yeah, that is cool yin yang type paint. But the broader ships that are slow, those are probably what's gonna be more effective. Because the reactors cost a rather large amount of money. It's usually the majority of what the ships are. Center being contested rather soon. And Mystery Zigzag has sent scouts or really fast ships to the top left spots.
it looks like he is going to be able to take point, the top left point before Shade managed to go to defend it.
It also appears to be capturing the middle with a nuke spinner type thing, but not exactly.
If it's a nuke spinner, surely it should be firing about now.
Well, they only fire if the enemy is within range, which before it was enemy within potential range, which allowed them to be shooting things in the spawn points from where it is right now. Top left point is being recaptured, or contested. And the middle point is almost captured, but won't be for long.
Man, these are just dedicated PD ships.
They are shooting down the nukes, so they're serving their purpose well.
I mean, given enough time, it would destroy a nuke spinner as well.
Yes. Mr. Zigzag is attacking the left again. And he's also defending his own right side very well. PD ships have succumbed to the nuke spinner in the center. So it's kind of tied up. They have pretty even fleet value. Shade spawns with a missile ship, a rather large one, well, relative to the
Smaller
tiny
things,
ships then.
yes.
I don't think that the nuke spinner will be able to kill that fast enough. Maybe a lucky shot, but probably unlikely. Only point that Shade really has is the center one. And I think Charlie will be soon telling all of his ships to go and attack that.
Zigzag does appear to have multiple ships that aren't really serving any purpose right now. Though the ones in Charlie are about to start fighting that missile frigate. I'd say that's the size.
Spawns a lot more ships, one of them including a tractor beam.
Ooh, interesting. Let's see what this can do. Apart from getting ripped apart.
Yeah, those missiles are probably gonna end most things, because shields don't hold up very well.
And it looks like you are correct.
That ship is mostly dead. I'm not sure if it has any fire extinguishers in the tractor beam room.
Mr. Zigzag spawns out with another set of PD ships.
It sends his 4 Broaders to go attack Bravo. This firecracker is pretty effective. It's holding up against 2 of Mr. Zigzag's Broader ships near Charlie.
The PD ships are essentially not very effective at all. At least not for their price, even though I highly doubt how they're going to be very expensive.
Well, he's shooting down most of the missiles, which is what allowed this Broader ship to stay alive for so long. Ish. Its only reactor is almost gone. Your Zigzag seems to be either having a lot more income or just spending a lot more of it.
He is spending a lot more of it. Zigzag currently has 500,000 credits saved up, whereas Shade has a whole million.
Yeah, he is also controlling of all but one of the points. PD ships haven't taken a single missile yet. Charlie.
Well, to be fair, they are just filled with PD, so.
Yeah, but they're getting pretty low on power, and they can't hold against the Orient Firecracker.
Shade is still not buying any ships.
He won the bottom right, but he's losing the alpha fight. It appears to be. Not quite sure. He has 7 ships near Bravo for some reason.
It looks like Mr. Zigzag is on the verge of winning. The only real point Shade still holds is
Charlie, but he's
yeah,
mostly losing that one.
and it does not appear that he can hold Alpha for much longer either.
Yeah, his ship is on fire, and that doesn't really do well. But he does have fire extinguishers, so he might survive. If he can beat the ships as well. He's lost Charlie.
And that means the only point. Well, I guess Shade is capturing Delta right now, but it does not look like that would hold either.
Yeah, the broader will beat that matchstick, because it's also facing away from it. So only Alpha is the one that's uncaptured. Which, if he can keep it up, will win the game.
Shade still has a hulk of a ship that's taking up his fleet fleet value, but it does not look like it matters because maybe the firecracker can't get to Alpha in time and hold it.
Yeah, but there's 8 seconds left, so
That is
I
correct.
doubt it. Game.
Congratulations to Mr. Zigzag for winning Battle 3, and we move on to the 4th battle. Or fourth round.
All of the above.
Next up, we have Ulm versus Nord.
Oh, this fight I think is gonna be good, because as far as I know, these two are the best players at this mode. Take that with a grain of salt, I don't play this mode.
Is it Ulm or just should I say OEM? I'd say Ulm.
I say Ohm, but he said that you don't pronounce the name. So, I have no idea.
Yes, Ulm says he will be there will be a slight delay while he joins the game. And Oxo is still missing.
Maybe he fell asleep.
That is indeed possible.
I wonder if I should start sharing puns while we wait. Probably not.
What'd you just say?
I wonder if I should start sharing puns while we wait.
Oh, you're wondering if I should mute you. I'm joking. I'm joking.
I wonder if the grand tournament will be domination or arena.
Uh, I'll be honest. I really like domination because I think elimination and arena are just, rather than having a strategic match, it's more like I've got to hold on to that one ship I have, and I can't lose it no matter what happens. So
Well,
I
maybe there could be a minimum ship value for domination that makes it so players have to use 50k ships, for example, and then it can be kind of like an actual fight, just domination but bigger, I guess, in a way.
I would argue that I think the reason we don't see any big ships here is just that big ships aren't as good as small ships. The only
And the-
reason we see them in like domination and arena is hmm is that you don't really get you don't like in arena you do get to spawn more ships, but that is at the cost of you it's disadvantageous for you to spawn another ship. But we'll talk about this after this round because
yeah, this is a rather strange map. Is sending more of those drones I was talking about.
it
So
seems like
ignored, but
it seems like players do enjoy having these point defense drones.
see, these players are using bigger ships like Nord and his Exik and Blackhawk Mod 2, and then with the Starvation Hound. Just come
Uh,
up with weird names.
is sneakily capturing the bottom point, but doesn't look like he'll hold.
Yeah, the Nord's drones actually have PD, or weapons if you can call them that. And he will probably get both of the bottom ones before sends reinforcements. Top is being contested pretty heavily. And I think has more forces right now.
Yes, but that is at the cost of his bottom defense. He's sending one ship to contest that right now, but it won't regain him the lost income.
Yeah, the current fight right now is an example of why you should bring small ships, because you can surround bigger ships like this. Even though it's not necessarily even a big ship, it's less than 200k. Bottom right and bottom left will soon be captured. The top is still being contested. Do you know that Starvation Hounds, the really big cannon one, only has one reactor?
I think I can see that from the lack of ammunition his cannons are displaying.
Yes.
I mean,
Is doing.
since like we start these ships off with full power and ammo, you would think that it might just be a better choice to just abandon a ship and then spawn another one with like full power and ammo.
Yeah, that might be better, but you don't really gain points or cost back when you destroy ships. You just get rid of a fleet cap that might be there. Bottom is about to have a pretty fight. Privateers with the full PD seem to be doing pretty well, despite not being weapons, according to you.
Well, they are weapons, they're just very weak weapons, as you can see by how little damage the Black Hawk is taking. Given enough time, anything is possible.
Privateer ships are pretty expensive despite their size. They do have 3 reactors. The top area is still being contested.
But Nord has been, well, Nord is constantly down on income right now, so he's in a losing fight.
Yeah, Ohm is currently winning.
Nord has decided to show up with a pusher.
Oh, that's a nuke spinner, I think.
I believe that is a pusher. It's at Alpha.
Alpha. Oh, I didn't see that one.
Not
I
really
was
sure
looking at
what he can achieve with a pusher, apart from getting rid of the nuke spinners.
which is pretty effective because they can't really fly back. At least without fully stopping, which isn't good for nuke spinners. Well, I guess the pushers can contest things like the bottom right, and they cost only 40k, which is a surprising amount. Bottom left, I meant.
Nord temporarily captures Point Bravo just to lose it again, I believe. Meanwhile, the top is a complete mess.
It is pretty hard to pilot this stuff, because you can't tell the ships to attack in certain ways, you can just tell them to attack. The bottom two will probably be captured by Ohm sometime soon. Top right is captured by Ohm.
Nord has decided to send out even more pushers. Now, pushers do have an advantage in that since they don't destroy enemy ships, they also don't reduce their fleet cap, which means that unless Ohm decides to self-destruct, he's always going to be capped at 2 million.
Yeah, it is a kind of effective strategy if you can get it to work, but since these are such light ships, it's just really hard to push things instead of just rotating around them, which is what's happening right now.
Ohm
And
has
the thrusters run out of energy pretty quickly. There's no reactors on those ships.
that is correct.
Ohm is mostly winning. I think he's gonna be the winner of this. With 500k more fleet value.
One of the primary concerns that I had going into domination was that players would hit the fleet value cap and they would not buy any more ships. I mean, a lot of people were worried about that.
So they just sit there with their ships and stay in their respective points.
Yes. Essentially, they would have all that income and have nothing to spend at all. Well, we have our first ion prism ship.
We do?
Yes, on home side.
And tractor beam. Has a tractor beam too. I wonder how that will be used.
At this point, Ohm does have like both the income and the point advantage that he can afford to experiment a little.
Octo's back.
Yeah, I got it fixed, and I will be back with you for the next round.
Welcome back. We thought we lost you forever.
Sorry about that, it's just my old computer died out, so I'm on my brother computer right now, and things are kind of messy. Well,
It seems like the
let's see.
Reaver ship of Ohms is used to push away ships.
Oh, that is a very smart use of the tractor beam.
Not sure what the ions are used for. They're not really doing much, because he's not aiming with them. It's just them shooting when they can.
Looks like Nord has decided to focus his attention on the bottom side right now. But since Ohm does have 3 control points, it looks like the winner has been decided.
Yeah.
Congratulations to Ohm for winning round 4.
I'm sure he can turn this around in the 5 seconds he has. Almost positive.
You know, I think for the next domination, I might just decide to increase the game speed. I think, yeah, I think that might actually be the key to seeing bigger ships, because it gets really hard to piloting. You can join now, Octo, by the way. The
Yeah,
password.
I'm in the game, just move me to observers.
Ah, right.
When I suggested the tournament being at 4x speed, I wasn't joking.
I think 4x speed might be a bit too fast.
I was joking.
Oh.
Maybe regular speed might once happen in a tournament. Because at this point, 1/2 speed is the regular speed.
Yep, round 5 is Typhus versus Salifs.
I just say Salif.
Okay, and notice here. No, you can spectate, we are sorry, but
Yeah,
that's not how this works.
you have to
Sorry about that.
you have to watch the stream, unfortunately.
I was wondering what Nord was doing there.
Right now they're arguing like the two primary
Wait, why is Salif even here? He's not on the bracket.
No, that's his round.
no, that is him. He just changed his name.
Oh. My bad.
Typhus says that it's taking him a while, so he wants to postpone the match. I mean, that's fine. We can just skip on to round 6, which is Luke versus Frothy. Walt's telling us we could try playing on a small map size. I mean, I guess that would also work. The primary...
There's a map size option?
Yes, there is a map size option. We are currently playing on the standard map size. The small map size is essentially just less control points.
That all depends on if we will ever do a tournament again in this game mode, right?
Do you want me to tell you the bad news?
I yeah, I do.
We are doing all future tournaments in this game mode.
I know.
Well, I guess that's the end of that for me.
I mean, I don't really see why we can't do extra elimination tournaments. It's just that I much prefer. I am a huge proponent of objectives in a multiplayer match, and I don't think elimination or arena fulfills that.
I mean, killing each other is a good objective.
The problem with killing each other, though, I would be very glad to go back to elimination if there was a way to repair your ship. If you know what I'm saying.
Like, if you stay out of the fight for long enough, it automatically
Like a
repairs.
death match, like that's arena. What you're describing when you can respawn.
But like arena was supposed to be the better version of elimination, but the problem is that nobody ever did respawn, and if they did, they probably lost anyway.
Well, it's
I
such a
think
steep price
that's
to
more to
respawn.
say about Cosmoteer as a game because it's you when you build a ship, you focus on the functionality on the ship, on each part of it, and less on how like objective outside of the ship, right?
At the same time, though, Cosmoteer is technically real-time strategy. So elimination arena wasn't really real-time strategy. It was all about like, does my ship beat their ship?
I don't think that's true. I think elimination we had some real strategies there, like except from the counters like pre-game. While in the game you should know how to maneuver, how to pilot your ship, what to do each moment. Like I think it was good, but I understand other people didn't thought that way.
Yeah, it's mainly that I have to do a limited. I have to do my best with what Walt has given me to work with. Uh,
Okay, so that's Luke from Verania tribe versus Frothy.
Luke has gone for a
Oh, he
relatively
actually
large
built a
ship.
large ship.
Yeah, Luke right now he respawned with a small cannon wall with a lot of engines in the back for the engine rooms.
A 50k cannon, no
Interesting
less.
choice because it doesn't seem really fast, and in arena you probably want to start with something faster. Meanwhile, Frothy, two cannon diagonals. Oh, Luke just spawned a new ship, all cannon ship, two
Has
of
some
them.
cannon ships of his own.
Frovi spawned some kind of nuke. I don't know what that is.
Like
Wait,
nuke spinners.
Luke went straight for Alpha for the big one with his cannon wall while sending the small ones closer. Frovi
Nothing.
just want to secure the smaller ones, the closer ones, the one he will have an easier time protecting. Okay, so Luke have Alpha, while Frovi have Charlie and Echo. And Frovi is now getting into Delta with one of his ships.
Luke has spawned
And
with another large cannon. Well, relatively large cannon wall, or laser wall
a
anyway.
laser wall.
It's
Yeah, heavy
50k.
laser wall. And
500.
down there, beside Echo, there is a small brawl between Luke and Frovi. I think that Frovi have the advantage here because his ships have just more credits in them, but Echo is neutral right now.
Luke has about
Luke
400k more
sent
food
the
value
laser
though.
wall to Delta, which means he will probably secure it soon. Frovi is getting Bravo.
That is the advantage of having a large ship. You are quite guaranteed to secure the point you contest.
is getting Delta back, but Froby does have Charlie, Bravo, and Echo, and he keeps spawning those small ships, some nukes, some cannons.
Luke is
Okay,
actually
Luke just
nearing the
spawned
fleet cap.
another heavy laser wall. It seems like he will be going with it to Bravo to secure that. If I were Froby right now, I should probably would have backed off from Bravo just to keep that ship because losing it won't mean anything. It won't even delay Luke much from taking Bravo away from him. I would have backed off to Charlie, try to build up my forces, and maybe take Alpha even with some big ship backed up by the small ones. Okay, Luke just sent one of his laser walls from Delta to Echo. I think he will take that pretty easily, and just found another cannon wall.
He's currently.
Luke is taking Bravo, while Fluffy is sneaking up behind him to take Delta.
He's also trying to contest Alpha. Not really sure how successful that is. Luke has turned his ship around. It's just very slow. This is a very slow and methodical way of winning the game that we haven't seen yet.
So far, this is my favorite match. Mostly because there's big ships.
Me too. I like big ships as well.
Medium-sized ships is the best for this game mode because they're not too slow, but they do have enough firepower. Okay, Froby does hold Delta now, but it seems like that will change soon. Luke Cannonball will go to Echo, and the Laser Wall will go to Delta to retake that. Meanwhile, Charlie seems to have some nuke spinners, small nuke spinners in it. I don't know how Luke will contest that. Bravo and Alva strong by his side.
Now, Luke has hit the fleet cap.
I definitely think Luke does have the advantage here right now. He will take Delta in a second, and he will take Echo too, I think. Okay, a small nuke ship is coming up behind Luke, and it have nukes. So, I don't know if it will manage to hit and do a lot of damage, but potentially this one does have a lot of damage, even though it's kind of small.
We have two nukes heading.
The wall. Yeah. So the wall will be very slow with most of the thrusters gone. Maybe Luke should self-destruct it and just spawn a new one because of the fleet cap. I don't know.
He certainly does have the money to do so.
Yeah, he could buy two more.
Yeah, that's the
his...
point. That's the point. I find kind of weird in Domination because you get money all the time. You don't really need to commit to a ship. Because you can like self-destruct or just send it to die and buy a new one.
Well, there it goes.
I would argue that committing to a ship, it just means that I haven't adjusted the income and map size correctly.
Luke doesn't even necessarily have to attack the more points. He just has to hold his
Bravo,
3.
Delta, and Alpha.
Yeah, he just has to hold his 3 current control points, and it does not look like. Oh, interesting. There's been contesting in Alpha. It just looks like it does not look like Frothy has any way to oust Luke from these at all.
No, I think he can use some big ships maybe with the backup of some of the small ships to contest Alpha, and then like he can take that momentum and maybe take Bravo. But it will be hard, and right now Luke certainly has the advantage, right? Okay, Frothy will try the trick with the small nuke ship again, but I think Luke saw it, and you will.
For some reason, this 50k ship is contesting the 500k ship at the top.
And Luke is abandoning Alpha.
That's an interesting choice.
Indeed.
Maybe he didn't realize that it was being contested? I find that hard to believe.
I think he probably did, but it chose to sacrifice it. See, he probably will take it back in a few seconds because he just have the firepower advantage in this situation.
He's also
Let's
going to
contest
contest Echo.
Echo. Yeah.
I think
Okay,
he'll
so
win this time because the nuke
the
spinner wasn't.
cannon wall on beside Bravo is turning towards Alpha right now. But Fovi does have a credit advantage right now.
He's one echo mostly. He might get it from behind though.
Okay, yeah, Echo is in a weird situation right now, but it looks like Luke will manage to take it. If I were him, I would just spin my cannonball a bit because of the nukes, and they both hit. Seems like
It's
he
not a
didn't
ton of damage.
notice. Okay, so Alpha will be Luke's again in a few seconds, it seems. Same from. No, Echo is in a weird spot. Luke now turns his attention to it, but it might be just a tiny bit too late. Delta, meanwhile, is contested by Floppy, but Luke will be there in a second with his wall. Okay, so Luke have Echo, Bravo, and Alpha, and he will take Delta. No, Delta is neutral. Does Luke not notice the small ship Floppy left there?
Well, part of the advantage of having large ships is that it's quite easy to control all of them as compared to having dozens of small ships.
Okay, so Luke will take Delta over now. And he spawned a new wall and a new small fast ship. I think he will send backup to Alpha against those nukes.
It does not look like he needs to send any backup to anywhere. There is only 15 seconds left, and Luke has the definitive control point advantage right now.
He has enough to completely restock his army if he were to lose all of his ship at once for some reason.
Congratulations to
Okay.
Luke for winning round 6, and we're going back to round 5 for Typhus versus Selfiz. I don't know who Hikari is, but he is not in this game, I'm pretty sure.
Guys, don't join while it's not your turn. You might get banned instead of kicked accidentally, and no one wants that to happen.
Oh, apparently Typhus is Hikari. Also, please make sure, like, you tell me if you change your name, otherwise I would never know. Oh, it looks like Cyrus has something to do. That's fine, Cyrus. Appreciate you hosting, and no, Namek, it's not your turn either. And we will see you later. Oh, it looks like it's just you and me, Octo.
The cool kids.
The OG.
Slick. Okay, Ukari, just can you get ready, please? Okay, great.
Yeah, I completely
What was
admit.
the last game?
Sorry?
I was starting to say, from what we saw last game, I think we can tell that the safest strategy here is with medium-sized ships.
Ye-
Hukari is spawning a lot of weaponless ships and some ships with railguns. I don't know if rails are the best option for game mode.
we will
Let's
have
see.
to see.
The other side, Selefs is spawning small cannons ships and sending them to contest teams. Hukari is going for Alpha straight away, trying to take the big one. Surf did send. Oh, he didn't send any ship to Alpha. Okay, Surf just spawned a bigger cannon ship. I wouldn't call it medium because it's still small. It's bigger than the rest. Meanwhile, Hukari spawned one ion ship and one small cannon ship. Selaf is going to contest Alpha.
Well, without weapons, nobody can do anything.
Yeah, and he is taking Bravo, Echo, and Delta right now, and Charlie too. So
If he takes Alpha, he just wins. Well, yeah, if he takes Alpha, he just wins. It does look like he's gonna lose Delta though, so.
Delta? No, I think. Right. Yeah, he just lost Delta. So Hukari is respawning his ships now with weapons. Selaf is sending some to Delta, it seems. I think he's going for the quick win here.
It's pretty hard to oust Delta and Charlie from Hukari because they are closer.
Yeah, it seems like Charlie will be lost because one rail ship is going that way. Meanwhile, on Alpha, it seems like Self is winning there. He isn't doing much as I thought. I think he just not the best weapon after the nerfs in this game mode, surely not. Delta is being contested right now. It will be natural soon. Charlie is being taken by Hukari.
And Alpha
And
is.
Alpha is Serafs. Yeah. So he have a major money advantage right now. And he is going to contest Charlie with a lot of ships, it seems.
I just realized I forgot to turn the game volume up.
That critical. Okay, Delta is neutral still because both players are in the perimeter. Charlie is being contested with nukes and cannons. One rail ship is down. And he will turn to take Delta 2. Yeah, he's definitely going for an early win this game. Or trying to. Okay, Charlie is still pink, but that might change soon. Okay, never mind, he's turning his attention to Delta right now.
Right.
And Alpha is completely his again.
It does look like there's some fighting going on at Alpha, but Stalif just has more ships there.
Yeah, he had a lot of firepower there. And he keeps spawning these small, fast cannon ships. Keeps sending backup to everywhere he needs. Okay, Hukari just spawned a big iron ship, but it's kind of damaged. I'll see what he can do with that.
By the way, I completely admit that these domination settings are not going to stay the same. I have no idea like what the income should be, so I am just experimenting right now.
Okay, he is taking Delta and Charlie. If Hukari can contest any of that in a few seconds, he will lose. Oh, never mind. Charlie, Delta. Charlie is orange and Delta.
Oops,
And that's
Hukari just
game.
came out. Well, congratulations, Salifs. By the way, Octo, can you hear any game sounds?
I can hear game sound just fine.
I can't seem to hear any. Well, I couldn't hear any in that game. In fact, I don't recall hearing any in any game, actually. This might be a problem. Well, it's actually easier to cast without hearing the game sounds, I'd argue. And as Cyrus is missing, we have obtained a backup host. Or a temporary host, anyway.
Very fancy. Hello, Castle Ninja.
Congratulations to Salifs for winning round 5. Man, I need to keep better track of this. Round 7 is a Matt versus Namek. God, I need to get Chinese back into my... Wait, that's not what I wanted to do. Come on. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Give me a second, I am having some issues. Oh, he is in. Alright, okay. Phew. Is Caster Ninja in with us? I just realized I left chat.
Welcome back.
What is Caster Ninja in with us?
Is. Sir? Castle, you're mute. Okay, so now, oh, that's an interesting setup with Delta and Echo being far away from the spawns and close to each other. Okay, so Ahmet is spawning the small and weaponized shape, few cannon diagonals and large cannon diagonals, let's call them. Namek is going with flags, PD, and heavy lasers, it seems. And both trying to contest Alpha at the start. Anything to Charlie or to the other small ones, but on Bravo we have one.
Am I hearable now?
Yes, you are.
Okay, so Alpha is being contested with a lot of firepower from both sides there, and it's looking like Ahmet is taking Echo, but will be contested soon by Namek. I don't know how much firepower that Namek ship had. It's only FPD. We'll have to see. Oh, against no firepower at all. It probably will do well though. Alpha is being taken by Emmet with one small ship because of the firepower just laid outside. There's no friction.
Oh
It
wow,
stays
I'm
there.
at just wins.
That was a quick game.
It's what? I don't quite understand.
Oh, Namek surrendered.
I guess you did.
Oh,
Quit.
oh, now he forfeited that. That's a
Okay.
shame.
Well, that was the fastest game yet. I think that might be the fastest game in competitive. At least.
Namek surrendered.
Well, I guess a match just wins then.
Okay.
So is this a repeat of what happened to Gus back in the tourney versus Saris?
I can't
That one was
remember.
the
I
final.
can't
Yeah,
remember.
And Gustav accidentally surrendered in the finals.
I need to like get Chinese characters back into my operating system. Well, in that case, we are on to the last round, which is Botchinator versus Excade.
Isn't it Exicade?
Yeah, you know what? You're right, Excade.
Okay.
We have an unnamed player here.
Guys, should probably name yourself.
Your name should probably match whatever you sign up with.
Yeah, that's good.
That's you me, and then you have an octopass. Most pass. Okay, left willingly.
Oh boy. Excuse me while I go moderate the server.
Oh, there's Botchinator. All we need now is
Okay.
Exicade to show up.
So what do you guys think about the Eurovision this year? I mean, it's going on right now, the finals.
I'm not in Europe, so I don't even know what's going
Neither
on.
am I.
You're from New Zealand. It's basically Australia. They're in the Eurovision. It counts.
I'm not European, okay?
Neither am I.
Okay, you guys.
Europe is like that place where we heard it exists, but we don't actually know if it actually exists or not.
Me and my friend thought maybe we should go and watch it, but like to go around in Tel Aviv with all this many people, it's not fun. You can never find a spot to park. The train is fucking packed.
Exocade, please join as soon as possible, otherwise I will find someone to substitute for you.
We can.
It's gonna be the
Oh,
dawn
that's
of
the last
competitive
round from
IVI.
this, right?
I'm sorry?
It's the last match of this round, right?
Yes. I'm very lucky to have a substitute ready.
Oh, substitute? Is it you?
Matt, it's not your round yet. Sorry. You are in the next stage. It's not your round yet.
Ivy, who do you plan to sub with? Are you gonna finally become the competitive moderator?
No, it looks like Slow King is ready to substitute, and since Execade has not decided to show up,
Execute forfeits his role then, maybe? Like, it's a shame though, because he has good ships. I've seen his ships.
oh,
Oh, well,
rip.
it's looking.
At least I hope that's Execade and not Slow King in disguise.
We'll figure it out real quick by how they pilot, because Execute and Soul King pilot very differently.
So, people, please get ready. Memories, I thought that you went without the fog of war at the end.
Yes, but since we changed the map size, I figured, like, at that scale, Fog of War really didn't matter anymore. Especially since I'm gonna be zooming out to see an entire map. You can just look at the stream and it's really easy to see where everything is. As compared to the
Yeah,
large
that's one
map.
of the main issues with it.
Well, fog of war doesn't affect observers anyways, so like that's a valid reason.
Alright, so it is the real Execute, which is nice. It'd be funny if someone just wrote their name out as Execute and joined for him. That'd be amazing.
It could still be the fake Execade. Yeah, how would you know?
Well, that's
I know it's the real one because he's messaging on Discord.
Oh, right, okay.
It's an
Haven't-
interesting setup because
You had-
all of the secure points, like the small ones, are very, very far away. Definitely expecting big battles in Alpha here. Botinator, a few laser ships, one ship with cannons, but it's kind of not armored at all in the front. Very squishy for its size. We'll have to see. Meanwhile, execute a small diagonal cannon straight to Alpha, and you're sending another one with a small PD ship to Bravo, it seems, or Echo. Diagonal cannons one to Alpha and one to downside there. Botinator ships are very squishy, but
Yeah, his ships don't really look polished. They just look very basic to me.
Bravo is being taken by Execade right now. Echo is being contested by both players, but Delta and Charlie are untouched, surprisingly. Meanwhile, Alpha does have a battle in it, but I definitely think Execade have an upper end in terms of firepower.
Yeah, he just sent in a very small missile ship too.
I see. So I think Execade definitely can go for a fast win. This one.
Botinator is trying to contest Echo right now.
Yeah, I see that, but I don't know how much success he will have when he doesn't have any points and barely get any money.
To be fair, the basic income is set to be higher than the control point income, just so you can have like a better income, extra money in case you are.
Just in case you're
successful.
losing by a lot.
Yes.
What happens if you own a point but it goes neutral due to how long two types of ships are in there? You
do
continue
not,
to earn income or no?
You don't. It takes a while for
We
a point
don't.
to turn neutral, but like when it does turn neutral, you will not receive any income.
Hey,
It looks like Execute's capping Alpha.
Okay,
But
Botchinator just spawned the rail ship, which I don't think is smart because, as I said, after the nerfs, rails, even after the rebuffs, rails are still kind of not good. And he spawned two of them,
Just-
which cost him a lot of money and went to do a lot of good. He's completely yellow and he have 3 ships there to keep it that way. Bravo is being contested, it's neutral right now. And they have like heavy firepower there. And there is a ship on the way to Echo, and one is already there contesting it. Alpha is still yellow, and the railgun ships don't move that much, and they aren't really fast. So
it's he should probably be moving those up to alpha rather than trying to send them all the way down to the
Bravo
bottom.
Yeah.
is yellow, and Echo will be neutral in a second.
Yeah, so at the moment, the only thing keeping the game going is Echo. The
And
moment
3 missile
Botch
ships
dies,
are
it'll.
going to get there in a few seconds. Like those
I
missile
think that this
ships.
game's about to be over since any ships over here. Botchinator needs to get some ship into one of the points. It doesn't matter which one at this point.
a pun.
Echo is getting yellow. I think this game is over.
Depends.
Yeah.
How close is the Botchinator's ship to alpha?
Not close enough.
Oh,
Better.
not close enough. Well, congratulations to
That's
Execate
game.
for winning round 8.
So these games are pretty fast.
Some of them. Yeah.
Alright, we now move on to stage 2, and I'm going to need to take a tiny break. Be right back.
Just made a quick appearance over in tournament chat.
Sorry about the delay. We are now moving on to
Problem.
stage 2. Which is Upguard versus Mega.
Hopefully this one will be more entertaining.
In my view, you should probably update the thing. How do you
I
call it?
have been updating the brackets. I
Bracket.
have been updating the brackets.
I don't see that.
Are you looking at the old post or the updated brackets post?
Let me updated brackets. Okay.
From what I can see, the bracket is updated.
Yeah, my bad. Sorry, my words. Okay, so Mega, he's here. Just get ready. Okay, great. We can start now. Oh, that's a weird setup.
Setup is
Okay,
much
so
closer than the last game.
Guard started with a rail laser hybrid and another small laser ship.
Ship does
I don't
not
think
have enough power. That rail ship is gonna lose power.
I don't think like it have enough like uh, the credits that he put into it. I don't think they are being used the right way. It's like they're kind of wasted on this ship. It's not really effective
Yeah.
for its size and its in its price. And meanwhile, Charlie is being contested by small ships, same from Delta, the small and unweaponized ships, and Alpha is yellow. Cannon wall sitting right there.
With a lot of armor.
Yeah, he probably can survive if one or two railgun shots to the middle even.
Even if he gets like clipped from the side, he would be able to last a bit.
Yeah. And more ships, more cannon ships are on their way to Alpha. I don't know why I sent a ship to Bravo. I think that's kind of a waste. I would send one to Delta instead.
No, just his opponent
And
can get ships there, he can
the railgun
defend.
ship is gonna die. The railgun ship gonna die in a few seconds.
It's about to get pincered.
And the railgun ship is gone. Is a good. Yeah. I would move the ships from Echo and Bravo. We really don't need them there. I mean, if he will go there, you can send something pretty quick. And those spinners, they don't have to sit there. I would move them to Alpha and maybe move some of the cannon ships to Charlie and Delta. Try to go for an early win if I'm able to. Alpha is completely yellow again.
It seems that he's not sending anything towards Delta or Charlie.
He
He really could
spawned
just send one
missile
ship to each
ships
and do
now.
pretty.
Mega spawned some missile ships and one cannon ship. Yeah, he isn't going for Charlie and Delta. He's playing it
Yeah.
safe, which is kind of weird because I think he has a pretty strong advantage here, and he can play it. Okay, he's sending one wall to Charlie. It seems.
That's what it looks like. His missiles are going to do a lot of work since none of the ships on Upguard side have PD.
Yeah, I think that's why he chose them probably. Okay, so one of Upguard ships is going to get obliterated by missiles on its way to Echo. And two to Bravo. We'll have to see how good they match against the nuke spinner he have there. Charlie is being contested, and I think the cannon wall will have more firepower, and he
Well,
will
it
take
has
that.
shields, so the shields should be able to hold up.
Yeah. So Charlie is still neutral, while why Delta is neutral? He does have a ship there. Why isn't? Oh, never mind. His color is
Spinner
just
and Bravo
gray.
isn't spinning, and
Yeah, that's
their
really.
ship's approaching Bravo right now, and that spinner is not spinning, so I don't think that's going to end well.
Oh, he just started spinning, so yeah.
I guess he heard us.
Okay, one shot and no PD on the upguard side, so that's gonna do some damage. It's upguard is gray white. I think I get confusing between the neutral points and upguard points. He's doing fairly well against the small laser ships there.
Yeah, one of them just died.
Not really much damage taken. Alpha is still a stronghold for Mega. You have
And
a
Charlie's
tons of ships.
completely empty right now.
Yeah, but it is still white, so it's still on upguard side.
It's interesting that Mega isn't actually
Railgun
moving
ship.
anything.
Another railgun ship.
It looks like Mega is moving some small ships to go capture Charlie.
Charlie is his, it's not neutral, and right, it's a Mega that's moving the ship.
It's
Sorry.
hard to tell if the ships are neutral or if they're on
Yeah, on the
Upguard
white
side.
side. Confusing.
Are you not? I can tell pretty easily, but do you guys not have like friend or foe colors?
Yeah, no. For
No,
me, it's
because
yellow
I
and
said
white.
I switched computers and I didn't update my settings yet.
I'm just gonna
Chip
go do
gonna
that
die
real
soon
quick.
too.
No, I mean, like, yellow and white, I don't really find too confusing.
Neutral's white too, so
Oh, yes, I see what you mean. You
Okay,
can
Charlie
press...
is yellow, and Delta is getting yellow too, so that might be a win
That
for
might just be
Mega.
game.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3,
Oh,
game.
congratulations
there
to
goes the
Mega
game.
for winning round 1.
Cyrus left the chat, but he's over in Discord just writing in turning chat.
Well, he did say he had to leave, so I won't question him.
Hopefully he comes back.
Excuse me if I'm not paying that much attention to the game and chat. I'm trying to moderate off topic right now.
I have fun with that.
Maybe just to like make domination a bit more elimination like.
Your suggestions to make this better.
I don't know. People seem to prefer. I don't know if people prefer elimination or dom. I know most people don't like arena. At
I
least
don't know why people don't like Arena. I think it's a fun game mode. It's just respawning is like so hard to time.
the story of my life, constantly worrying about these tournament rules.
Why don't you just make a Google form and people vote on that
I've I've done I've done that several times. The problem is that we don't actually get that many votes.
That's their fault for not voting. If they're gonna complain, and then if we give them a way to do it and they don't vote, what's the point of complaint? They're just complaining to be annoying.
The other problem with making a Google form is that like things change, so I'd have to essentially make a new form, especially with these constant updates. I'd essentially have to make a new form every month.
Oh, realistically, all you have to do is just delete all the answers. But when you make a form, if I was you, all I would do is make that just has the 3 modes, and then just decide the rules later.
So we have a pretty normal setup with like pretty set distance. Zigzag is spawning small cannon ships and one diagonal cannon ship which is a bit larger. On the other side, OM is already sending small fast cannon ships to Alpha and to Bravo. It seems.
Yeah.
Oh wait, that's
So it
that's a
seems
small
Ohm's gonna
PvP
capture Alpha
ship
first.
sending to Bravo and Echo. Pretty aggressive play right off the bat, and he's building like he have more speed than Zigzag have. So Alpha will be his, I believe. Echo and how to tell Bravo, definitely not. Definitely not. Charlie is being contested by both players. Echo is starting to get purple, and never mind about that. But Alpha is completely purple right now. Okay, Delta is being contested again by both players. Bravo and Nuke Spinner is attacking the diagonal cannon ship.
It's an
Wow.
interesting spinner,
Bravo
if you would call it that.
will be neutral in a few seconds. Echo is purple, decreasing to neutral very soon. Delta
Delta's
is
about to be
neutral. Both
recaptured.
tails have. Oh, Delta is getting purple. Alpha uncontested in the meanwhile. That's risky from Zigzag side. I would have sent some power to Alpha. Because
Yeah,
Alpha,
Alpha's being completely ignored at this point.
It's possible that he's worried about just winning the game
because how
outright.
aggressive OM plays, it's really hard for Zigzag to give attention to Alpha.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's really hard for him to swap between all of his ships and defend what's going on.
Zigzag is holding on quite nicely right now. Well, not quite nicely, but he is holding on.
Well,
Charlie
I would
is
say.
neutral right now, and I can see a lot of things is going on. Bravo is purple.
Oh,
Echo
right now
is
there's
the only
only
white point.
Charlie seems
There's
to be
nothing in Alpha.
almost
Alpha is
captured.
completely empty. If I was Zigzag, I would have sent one ship to Alpha.
Yeah, just get a small little
One
50k
new-
scout.
I think he heard you because
Only
there is one ship going
is
toward
purple.
Alpha.
Well, except Echo, but a small ship is going to Alpha, which is completely empty. I believe it can conquer Alpha. Maybe in time even.
Meanwhile, Olm is trying
There's
to
a
grab
whole-
Echo.
With a
Oh.
very, very aggressive play for Echo.
Alpha's empty, so
It
Zigzag
will
could
be
cap that.
able to take Alpha. No, I don't believe so. I think OM might have just won.
No,
At the moment, there's nothing guarding Delta, Charlie, Bravo, or Alpha.
Oh wait, you're right.
But I don't think he can like do anything in time. Alpha,
Oh, there's a ship going to Alpha.
It does look
Well,
like.
I
Frontier's gonna
think,
go
yeah.
defend Alpha.
OM won. Game.
The game hasn't
no.
over yet because it's still being contested. The points are still being contested.
Okay. He does have
All he has to do is
small
cap
ship
2 points.
now in
Oh, there we go.
Alpha. Okay, and Bravo is white. Alpha is
It
completely.
looks like
neutral.
Alpha's gonna be recaptured by OEM because he has shields to deal with those PD.
It's just gonna take him a while because PD is not a very powerful weapon.
Powerful when you have shields behind it.
Okay,
Yeah, and Alpha is not contested any longer.
OM is sending a new ship, this time with cannons. It might not be purple for long. And Delta are both purple, and a lot of ships there outside of the points, small to left to Delta. Bravo is the only white point currently.
Keep in mind
Charlie
that
is neutral.
Charlie and Alpha are neutral at the moment.
Zigzag has a fleet value a third of OEM's.
OM just having a few ships, like quite a few, sitting there. Okay, he's moving them now. Okay.
OEM has 1,000,000 credits stored up.
No, he doesn't. Oh yeah, OEM, yes,
My
yes.
screen
Yeah,
does.
Mr. Zigzag. I thought you meant Mr.
Zigzag has
Yeah.
73,000.
Yeah.
The nuke spinners are doing work on Bravo. And both Echo and Delta are purple right now. I don't know what. Okay, Alpha is being purple. Yeah, Alpha is purple as well. Bravo is the only
it seems
point
Bravo is the last point.
left.
This is
Track
Zigzag
for
is
some
trying to contest Alpha, but there's a small fleet coming in to intercept. Now, this
Against
is
this swarm, I don't know if the tractor beam will do well.
Yeah, this is
no.
a pretty dire situation for those 3 ships he has. As of right now, he only has.
I think that's
Oh,
just
he
a
just spawned
matter
a couple
of
of
time
seconds.
because at this point Zigzag doesn't really have a lot of credits. It did spawn a lot of 3D ships right now. which they can achieve. Maybe they can take Echo.
Only he had like some thrusters on his ship. He could probably get to Echo
Bravo
without that
is
time.
having to get triple.
And it looks like
Ah.
Bravo's gonna get capped, and
No,
Congratulations
that's
to OEM.
almost victory. $2 million credits stored up. Wow.
Alright, final round of stage 2, with Amat just moving straight on to stage 3 since Execate left.
It's Selef versus Luke.
Well, this is gonna be interesting.
Indeed.
Wait, so what happened to Execade then?
I have no idea. He just said he needed to leave, and he left.
So does that mean that his sub is gonna take it, or is the person that he beat in
No.
his last round gonna take it?
If I was gonna sub, it has to be in round 1, otherwise you're just like skipping around. That's not very fair.
Assuming that Amat is gonna continue on.
Yes, Amat is just going to move on to the semifinals without fighting.
I mean,
Yeah. Like, I don't really have any other option here.
I think it would have been fine to sub in Slow King.
That means Slow King didn't actually fight in round 1. I
Oh
disagree
yeah,
with
but
that.
it's still Execute still won his match. Like it would be different if like he won by forfeit or something. He
No,
actually won
Slow
it by
King would
playing
not
well.
be fighting for Execade. He would just be fighting for himself. So,
Oh, is that how that works? I
yeah.
thought whatever if he won, then Execade would get the prize.
No, Slow King is entering on his own. He's not entering for Execade.
All right,
Yeah.
all right. Yeah, no, because I thought he was gonna just play for Execade.
No,
Not
that's
play
not,
for
that's
himself.
not how it works. If those two agreed on something and told me, then that would be different, but
Okay, now that's interesting because uneven distances. Luke is going with the same cannonball we've seen last game, and he's going for Alpha, it seems. Small unweaponized ships, and a few weaponized 2 cannons each.
going for Alpha is a pretty safe bet since it's the largest control point, and with your large ship, you are.
Yeah, Luke have a lot of firepower on that ship, so going for Alpha, pretty safe. Now, it looks like Selaf is going to engage on Bravo, and Luke will try to do something in Charlie. Sending a ship to Echo. We'll have to see how this one goes. Meanwhile, Alpha is turning yellow.
With that large ship, Luke just captures a point so fast. Hopefully he captures it before that small ship. No, that's unfortunate.
Oh no, it seems Salif made it just in time. If he can get a big enough ship there, he should be able to contest.
Yeah, I agree with that too.
Okay, both Echo and Bravo are getting neutral. Charlie too. Delta is the only point of call right now. So he will start Bravo as well. Echo is blue too, and Charlie is the only yellow point. Seraph will start to build some credit advantage, I think. Yeah, he already does. And Luke summoned this.
Luke only has Charlie at the moment.
Interesting that Luke has decided to go for smaller ships this time rather than his traditional medium
Luke
size.
is reinventing Alpha with his other ship, and he just destroyed the big ship. Let's cost some money for Seraph.
He can probably turn his big ship around to take Echo quickly.
Could if you
Charlie
wanted to.
is going to be neutrals very soon, I believe.
Should probably
Alpha
use
is
both of
being
them to
contested
pressure
by
onto
both
Echo, then follow
leaders.
onwards.
And Luke just summoned a new ship, a new big ship.
It seems he's gonna go for Alpha again.
Meanwhile, Delta and Bravo are just sitting there.
Well, since
Uh,
Luke has large ships, he doesn't actually have the fleet to go contest those two. But
He doesn't have the credits to buy new ships.
yeah, that's that too. But it does look like that's about to change very soon with Alpha being captured.
Echo's being captured
Echo
right now.
2, yeah. Echo is yellow. He's being
Seems Luke
contested
lost
again.
Charlie on the way as well.
That still puts his credits a bit more equal than before.
Echo is being contested too, the same as Alpha. It'll be Luke's. It will take some time. Okay,
He'll
Charlie
get lucky if he
is...
can capture it before Salif gets more ships over there.
Okay, the ships from Charlie are going to Alpha. Luke should turn around his ship to face them. He probably isn't noticing that.
It's gonna
this is
be
happening.
close. Oh, he captured it. Oh, that's massive.
Okay, Alpha is Luke.
He's gonna
But
get additional income for a
He's
short
not
period of
moving
time.
his ships. Yes. Echo is still yellow with a big ship right there, and Bravo is being contested.
Alpha's being contested.
More firepower there, and he's sending a new ship to Delta.
Luke is slowly losing
I think
Alpha.
Bravo was a
He needs to
distraction.
deal
What
with
he
those
did on
ships
Bravo
quickly.
was a distraction, definitely.
Seems like it was.
Yeah,
And Alpha's empty right now, so someone could cap that.
it's still yellow.
It's still
Yeah,
yellow,
it's
but
empty, but
barely.
it's still yellow. Ships are going for Echo, which is empty as well, and Luke is getting over Charlie. Okay, he's sending one new big ship to Alpha to keep it
Alpha's
safe.
also empty.
Echo will
Delta's
be lost,
being captured
I
by
believe.
yellow.
He's
I think
going
he has
back
enough
to
time to
neutral.
spawn a small ship there. He got Charlie.
Okay, if I were him, I would move the big ship away from Charlie, maybe. I don't think keeping it there is the right decision. It's a lot of firepower just
Should
sitting.
probably either go close to Salif's spawn point or just put more ships into Alpha.
Well, Luke's game plan here would be to just use his big ships to continuously hold on to points. Since he has he can potentially hold on to 3 points at the same time and still have enough money for left over for another big ship.
I don't know about the ship Luke just left sitting at Charlie. I don't think that was a wise decision.
Well,
Delta
Charlie's
is
about to be
neutral.
contested, so maybe it has some point of being in there.
Luke
Yeah, so
needs to
Charlie's being
actually-
contested. Echo's being contested. Alpha's being contested.
Oh, that's not a good position for Luke's ship to be in.
Oh, it seems that the
Luke
ship in Alpha is
Charlie,
stuck.
Luke, Charlie.
Yeah, Octo,
what
go
you're
look at
doing.
Alpha. The ship is stuck in front of one of Salif's ships.
Yeah, that's not a very bad. That is a very bad place to be.
Although I
Luke
wonder if
just-
Salif can get out of that.
Luke has the potential to fight back, but he's just not paying attention. It seems.
He has like almost 500,000 credits. He can get a couple of ships in to do something. Salif parked the spinner right
Oh,
next
he
to
is
Luke's spawn
fighting
point.
back now. Okay, Alpha is blue. Okay, yeah, that position the ship got in was really bad for Luke. Alpha
Echo's
is the
being
only
contested
blue
again.
right now. Bravo as well.
Was Charlie and Alpha's about to be contested.
One of Salif's ship just wandered into Luke's spawn point, and
And it's slowly taking ROD damage.
Luke is currently demolishing the ships in Alpha.
his big ships
I
just
don't know
have
what he's
the
doing with the ship in
firepower.
Charlie. It's just standing there.
It seems like he's just not really paying attention to some of these other points.
We also have another ship above Delta, not moving. Oh, never mind, he's self-distracted it.
Over in No Man's Land past Bravo, they're just chilling over there.
Luke does hold an advantage overall.
He's
And
about to
Alpha
lose another
is-
one of his big ships.
That's fine, since Luke is really he should probably start turning his ships around.
Yeah, he just leaves his ships out to die. It's just a shame. He should invest in some
It's a lot-
spinners, that way he
it's a
doesn't have to
lot of
worry about them.
micromanagement. It's hard to keep up with.
Yeah, it is. You have to agree that it is very hard to keep up with everything.
But yeah, that's why you constantly have to be moving around in the screen. I'm assuming-
Charlie and Echo are being contested. Delta is completely untouched. And Bravo being
Bravo is
contested
about to
as
be
well.
captured by Blue.
Bravo has
About
been
to be
captured.
turned.
Alpha is not being
That-
contested anymore, I don't think.
Oh, it is. By that 2K ship.
Yeah, Alpha, there are two relatively mid-sized ships in there.
It's mainly that large hulk of a ship at Charlie, which is just taking up his fleet budget and not doing
It's not even
anything.
doing anything. It's not capturing
doesn't really
Charlie or
have a lot
anything
of
that's Blue at the moment.
Wrong with it. So Alpha is being contested again. Luke isn't paying enough attention there. Bravo is integral.
This is a rather dangerous situation because Luke can still lose if he doesn't have 3 control points captured by the time the game ends.
In terms of their total income, they're pretty close.
That
About
is true.
200,000 in terms of total income.
Charlie
And he has
is
over a
being
million
taken-
credits stored up.
Bravo is turning yellow slowly. Both are only with 1 point, but Bravo is turning green. Not green, yellow. Charlie is as well. Alpha
about to
is
be
being
captured by Blue.
controlled with 2 big ships there. 3 points right now, while Seraph have 0.
This looks like it's gonna be
Echo's
very
being
close
slowly
if Seraph
captured
wants
by
to
Blue.
win.
Seraph is going
Still
for
neutral.
Charlie most of it, and I would have gone for Echo, I think. Oh, you gone for Echo too.
Well, going for Charlie means that Luke won't fight back.
I mean, you're not wrong, Ivy.
But it's not enough.
Oh, man, that's
he
game.
ran out of time. Yeah, it's pretty hard to keep track of all these ships, huh? And we're spectating. Imagine actually having to control them.
You know, I would argue about my skill with flying, but since I'm not playing, I don't think I have any right about it. So,
Yeah.
if only I showed up in time. But at the moment, it looks like is currently the most adept at fighting and domination, since he has the most aggressive strategies, and he somehow manages to control all his ships.
Well, we are now moving on to the semifinals, and first round is Mega versus Ohm. I'm starting to get into this. Like, I enjoy watching Domination a lot more than watching Elimination or Arena. I do agree that it's getting a bit too hard to control all of these ships, but
Yeah, because you have to train your skill to be able to do it. You can't just, like people that pilot swarms, like people like Redstone should be able to do really well in Dom matches. But then there are a lot of people that aren't used to it. Like as you saw, Luke is a good player, but he's not used to piloting so many ships at the same time.
I think I'm gonna make for a Google form survey just like you suggested. But my ideal rules for the next let me try that again. My goal for the next tournament would be to reduce the amount of ships and just try and make big ships more viable, I think.
Yeah, there's no real way to do that unless Walt himself adds an option to limit the number of ships you can have rather than just limiting the fleet value.
Well, you know what they say. I have to try my best. I can't just wait for Walt.
Will he be here for an after tourney discussion today?
I can
Or
ask
is he
him.
also skipping?
He's offline, so I don't think he's gonna be here.
Wow, so he's gonna skip 2 months worth of after tourney discussions. What a shame.
Well, to be fair, he is busy. Like, he is busy making the damn game, so.
I'm not saying he's not busy. I'm just saying he should be here for like maybe a couple seconds. And at least pretend like he's listening. It's alright, Ivy. We have you to complain to.
Oh, thank you, thank you. Oh, he says it's possible. Well, that was a surprise. I didn't expect that.
From the shadows.
It's like Walt's offline and suddenly he pops up. Oh, yeah, I'm available. Take that, you sucker.
Walt just has a dedicated screen on his computer to detect when people are talking about him.
He also has. I'm pretty sure he also has like a dedicated monitor to know when I'm talking bad things about him, so he can block my pay.
It's possible he just has one monitor that just detects all the people talking about him, and there's different sized browser tabs for different people. The point placement on this map is quite spread out. I think I like this. Alpha's pretty close, but the rest of them are all spread out.
Well, looks like Mega has decided to go for a slightly larger ship fleet.
Mega has a spinner. I don't know how long it's going to take him to go defend with that spinner. It seems like Ohm is capturing Delta and Bravo. Like, unless Mega gets there quickly, he might lose almost immediately. Although he's capturing Charlie and Echo too, so it should cancel out.
It's an interesting setup with Alpha being definitely the closest, so a lot of battles gonna be there.
I can't wait to see a map where all the points are jumbled together.
Probably not gonna be much fun, you know.
Well, it depends on how good you are at the game. It'll help someone like Ohm who can just blitz the entire field. It looks like Delta is slowly being contested, but Mega overshot his nuke a bit, and it's about to blow up as well too. Chip though.
Now, Ohm's aggressive playstyle often affords him the extra ships he needs to just keep swarming into the enemy. But
Yeah, the way he plays is the way I think people should play Dom. It takes a while for people to be able to get good at Dom.
yeah, like, domination is all about starving out your enemy by taking the control points. And,
Either that or just camping their spawn point.
well,
which
that's
no one
a
has done
bit
yet.
harder. That's a bit harder to do since
If you have a good enough mine spinner or good enough nuke spinners and enough of them, you should be able to camp out that point.
I also think it's not something that is very sportsmanlike, and I think if it is a viable strategy, it shouldn't be. Camping out the spawn point is one of the most annoying things, since the moment you spawn, you start taking damage. It's just annoying.
I mean, it's part of the game. It's gonna happen eventually.
That's
I'm
gonna
not saying
happen
I would do it because that
eventually.
takes too much work, but still, if you can calibrate your ships to work right, you should be able to blanket that whole area in mines or nukes. Mines for once in the game.
like in this tournament, I could have imagined that somebody just spawned with like nuke suiciders and just kept sending them at the spawn point. But
Alt Fing on a spinner is not fun.
but while we're talking, Owen has managed to successfully take control of most of the map.
Oh no, not really. Most of the points on the map are neutral except for Bravo and Echo.
But
Yeah, and Bravo is going to be neutral soon.
neutral
no,
points
no.
So
don't give Mega any.
This game is pretty close.
Charlie is blue. Okay.
It's obviously winning at the moment, but it's close.
Well, the total income is starting to drift apart, and Ohm is up by about 400,000 credits right now.
Well, yeah, but you never know. For Mega to have a strong enough push to deal with most of them.
I want to focus on what you said earlier about mines, because at this point, mines aren't really even a part of the game. We haven't seen them.
Yeah, because
since the
they
patch
don't
they were
do
added.
anything. They don't do anything.
think
Like
at
the moment you
least in
shoot them
Wing-
out.
It's
would
still
you
like
like it
wasted
also?
firepower, because you're doing like passive damage instead of active damage. And
Well, that
maybe it could
too,
be nice
but
to see some in Bounty Hunter, you know?
honestly though, the main problem with them is that they take forever to shoot, and once they shoot, there's a certain time period in which they can't blow up.
Ohm is now up by almost 600,000 gold. Wait, 600,000? 800,000 gold. Gold credits. I've been playing too much League.
Hey, almost all of the points are blue at this point.
Uh-huh.
Alpha is it's happening in Alpha right now. He should. Okay, he managed. He managed to do it.
He managed, but he's in a rather bad position. His fate value keeps going down, and he's not getting enough credits. Which, by the way, is how you're supposed to win the game.
Oh, he's pushing with the tractor beam. He will try to take it back. To take it, I mean, not back. And the tractor beam is doing good job.
It does indeed look like there's no way for Mega to come back in.
It's game.
And I am
That's
back.
game.
What did I miss?
You missed Ohm winning.
Oh.
Oh well, I guess you
Oh.
didn't miss that, but you missed most of it.
I missed him capping the last 3 points on the map. That's a shame. So, I'm not trying to be mean or anything, but from what I can tell, Ohm has the highest chance of winning the tourney.
Okay. Because I seem to favor Luke. But then again, I'm me, and I have no idea how the game works.
Yeah, I think that Luke is probably gonna win his round, but the problem is that if Luke plays like he played in his last match, he's gonna die because Ohm is constantly moving, and if Luke doesn't like rotate his ships to face Ohm ships, he's gonna die.
I think if Luke manages to get his manages to like take control of all his ships, then he has a decent chance. But if he like does the same thing and ignores one ship or two, then he's in a very bad position. And God, I can't ping a mat. I don't know why I bother since a mat was in here anyway, but hey, it's the principle.
Is it really that hard to write his name?
And the first character is kanji or Chinese, and I don't have that turned on yet.
Can't you just write the rest of his name out though?
I tried that, but
Matt.
it doesn't show up.
It does for me. It's the last one that you have a pyromaniac dude, an Aaron, an admiral, an Amon, and then a Matt.
Weird.
Computer being weird.
Discord being weird. I'll be right back.
Okay, so let's see what we have.
Hopefully
no
the
one
audience is
said
able to see the ships. really far from spawn.
Yeah, but other than that, it's pretty normal stuff. Luke again
With
with the large ship. I'm
it
at
seems
with
Ohm is using small
all
little capture drones, or not
cannon.
Ohm, Matt.
Yeah, with small cannons, diagonals.
He has a couple of PD ships. It's
He's
interesting that
definitely
these have
going
shields.
for both Alpha and Delta.
These little PD fighters are quite weird looking.
Hmm.
Huh?
Alpha is being contested by both players. Delta is
Sorry about that.
orange. Same for Charlie.
Well, apparently I missed like a
Matt has
match just
4 points.
winning.
Luke has none.
Yeah. Okay.
Matt is taking over Alpha. That's dangerous. That was very aggressive.
Yeah, Luke, you
from
might want to
Matt.
capture some more points.
He is doing
There we
job
go.
on
He's
Bravo,
capturing
which
Delta
is
and
big
Bravo.
This map I think is disadvantage for Luke since the control points are so far away from the spool. His small
Okay,
big
Alpha
ship.
is orange.
Game's not quite over yet, but without income, Luke's at a massive disadvantage since he can't afford his big ships.
Yeah, he doesn't really have that many small ships. He has a couple,
Luke is
and he should be able to
contesting
make do for a
Alpha.
while. He's
Meanwhile,
contesting Alpha, and there's 2 ships coming up behind him to kill him.
Matt is sending out just a non-stop stream of ships to capture points.
Yeah, they're all relatively small ships at around 100k, but there's just so many of them.
Okay,
Fight
Bravo
direction
is
is
getting
also very
orange
messed up
again.
too.
That's very dangerous. That's my. Okay, Luke is contesting Delta and Alpha.
Luke
Okay.
spawned a new ship in.
Okay,
At the
Luke
moment, the
also
only
sent to
thing that's
Echo.
keeping Luke afloat right now is him contesting Alpha.
He
Yeah,
should
that's big
probably
ship
not
in
move his
Alpha.
ship outside of Alpha.
Yeah, it wouldn't be smart to get out of the 1 point you're holding. Although he is capturing Echo.
I
At
don't
least
think
he's trying
he
to.
can like hold on to those smaller points. His big ship is the only thing that's keeping him alive right now. Its sheer firepower and defenses make it really hard to take out. But
And it seems Matt is capturing with the smallest ship known to man. It's
well,
2
That's
shields,
gonna be
1
dangerously
thruster,
close.
and
That's
it's
dangerously
half
close.
destroyed. Yes, Luke managed to move back in.
that's more than half. It's missing all of the important cards.
If you take a look at it though, Luke's income compared to total income compared to Matt's is over $1 million.
Yeah, I don't think we're seeing a good matchup at the moment.
Yeah, I think Luke just fell for circumstances because his strategy just doesn't work as well in this situation, in this map.
Yeah, like I said,
If the points were closer, it would work a lot better.
yeah.
Hopefully he has like a couple 100k ships he could just send out flying.
I don't think that those would work since Matt already has control of these points. It's just gonna be sending cannon fodder in. It's just delaying the inevitable. Yeah.
And come for it.
Having big ships is a good strategy.
The only way he would be able to do it to survive would to just be use all his income to make a bunch of 100k ships and just focus on 1 point that has little defense. But on the other hand, a Matt could probably just use his vast amount of income. Not a good match.
Not a good match indeed, and the map was pretty unlucky as well. But
Yeah.
hey, this is domination. You have to be prepared, right? You can't just
Is
go.
friendly fire on?
I don't think it is. I'm pretty sure it's off.
Oh, that's also helping a Matt out because some of his ships are shooting at his own.
Friendly fire is off in this game.
Is Matt at fleet cap? Yes, he's at fleet cap.
There's a 2 million income difference right now. I don't think that's surmountable.
Don't think
As long as Luke can
really
hold out long enough to build up his income, do something about it. about it.
His big ship in the mid in Alpha is what's keeping him alive, but as a Matt sends out even more small ships, it's gonna start to fall eventually. It can't,
Yeah,
it
his
can't
ship
last
is
forever.
losing most of its thrust. It's lost both of its side or its rear thrust
Big ship
pods.
in Alpha is slowly getting
Thrust pod.
chopped down by the swarm. This is a bad game for Luke.
I don't know why he's spreading out all his ships. If I were him, I would just focus all my ships onto one point, and at least try to defend one point.
Now that his ship in Alpha is gone, I think this is there's not much. There's not
Oh,
much.
Luke is contesting Charlie. Charlie is neutral.
So he's
again.
neutral.
It's neutral, but it doesn't give him the critical income he needs to get another big ship out. If he manages to get another big ship, then he has the chance of just barreling down Alpha, since big ships can take out like maybe twice their value in enemy ships.
Wonder if anyone's thought
Now
of
that they have
using a
the money.
disposable nuke spinner.
Okay, he's taking Alpha and he is taking Charlie as well. I think that's game.
That is game.
And that seems like game.
Oh wait, no. Echo is still being contested, which is why it's not game.
It
And
is?
now Delta is being contested. He's just barely holding on.
Hey, it seems like Delta's gonna be captured. That's good, right?
It is good for him actually. Any income he gets is really welcome. And, well, any income off of Matt is actually doesn't matter since Matt is already really rich.
But Nor just posted an interesting idea. What if you would get credits for killing ships as well as on points? Mission to Dom.
Walt will be here after the tournament. Pitch that to him.
Hard. Pitch it. Make the game better. Delta's about to be swarmed completely.
And I believe that is game. Well, congratulations to Matt for winning, Wait, this is, the second round of the semifinals. Yes, there we go. Let me try typing on Matt and see if it shows up. Still doesn't show up.
I can send you a clip of my screen. I just type a Matt at a Matt on my chat bar and it pops up on your computer.
Well, now we move on to the finals. Who do you think will win? Like, give me your thoughts, guys.
As I said before, OEM.
What about you, Octo?
Yeah, right.
Okay. I guess that works too.
So should be pretty fun though, because it seems like a Matt has just as much skill as OEM when it comes to piloting all those ships.
I will.
Extremely lucky.
I think this will be fun though. I think Luke had a decent chance, so it's just that, like, if you use a big ship strategy, it also has to be decently fast. Otherwise,
So going on from my idea of a ship from earlier, I think that it would be a bit viable to have just a long row of launchers and a couple thrusters, along with a CR obviously and some crew, to just have a disposable nuke spinner that can shoot a bunch of nukes in a short period of time, but after that will just become useless.
I do think I'll
pretty
be
well.
turning off start full power for the next tournament though, because you're seeing a lot of small ships that are just built with thrusters and nothing else just to capture points. I don't think that's a very like fun way to win the game.
Well, yeah, people are obviously going to think of that. I'm surprised that there haven't been that many new spinners in general. I guess that nerf really hurt them.
Well, part of the reason why they were so good is because that they had immense range. But now
Well, yeah,
that
but their range in itself was a great thing about them, but they're still really good at covering points. With both
Lucas,
players starting off with a big horde. Seems that OEM sent only one ship to Alpha, while Matt sent 3.
he is contesting all the points though, which means that right now he has a higher income.
Yeah, he's
way
about to
higher
lose
income.
Delta though.
Part of the thing about contesting points is that it's not just you getting income, it's also that the enemy loses income.
Yeah, the enemy's not getting the income that you're getting.
Yes.
So you're effectively lowering their money while increasing yours.
Yeah, it's essentially like doubling your income difference. It's not just 20,000,
About-
it's 40,000.
Yeah, about all of the points are about to swap hands except for Echo. I'm gonna capture every point except for Echo and Delta.
But with that,
Especially Alpha's being contested.
with that initial contest point capture, OEM has led himself into a 200k lead. Maybe he can do something with it.
In terms of credits, they're about even. And Matt just bought a bunch of ships.
OEM does have some small ships that don't seem to be doing anything though, which is
He has a bit of a spinner in between Alpha and a Matt spawn point. Maybe it'll be able to kill a couple ships that are trying to get to Alpha.
oh, there goes one.
Destroyed one of them. Although his reload time is going to be the death of them.
I mean,
Sending a drone over to Delta.
if you can take out just double your value, it's already worth it.
It's a 130k ship, so he took out another 100k. So I'm assuming that from this horde of 4 ships, he should be able to take out at least one. So he is making bank on his money, which is good.
But both players are at pretty even income right now.
Is about to be captured by OEM. And OEM captured. All the other points on the map except for Alpha and Bravo are being contested. Charlie's neutral.
Oh, there comes another small fleet. Most of these ships do not have weapons though, so I'm not really sure what Matt is trying to do with them.
He's trying to capture neutral points like Charlie. He's also capping Bravo right now.
That nuke spinner is still alive.
Somehow.
That is
hard
more
to
than
tap.
paid for itself by now.
If Matt leaves it alone, that nuke spinner can reload and at least get one more shot off before it explodes from fire damage. Alpha is still neutral.
But it's not so much neutral as being constantly contested.
Yeah, but it's neutral. At the moment, neither of them has a foothold in it. While obviously has more ships in it. Matt just has that one tiny little gunship just stopping him from cap. And never mind, now it's kept. That should be game, right? Now? He's contesting somewhere. Oh, he's contesting Alpha.
But that is indeed GG. If you take a look at the fleet value, well, if you took a look at the fleet values, OEM had a massive advantage in existing fleet value and total income. So while
About 500k in total income.
yeah, so
yeah,
while
and that was won by surrender, but by the way, so like
I don't think it
That was
would
the
have
final
mattered.
match, right?
That is the final match.
yeah,
So
Well, Ohm gets to keep his title for another month.
it means that I don't have to like go and bother
Congratulations.
Voltagag. Let me.
Congratulations, Ohm.
Well, congratulations.
So yeah, next month we're gonna have Domination 2.
Yes. Let me talk, please. Yeah, next month I am planning to do Domination once more, and I'm probably gonna change the settings so it's a bit more focused on having large ships and feeling a bit more like Elimination rather than having all these swarms. Not really sure if I can successfully do that, but I'll try my best.
We might need Walt to add a couple new settings to the game.
Let me go try and grab him.
Yeah, that'd be good. Octo, if you really want to have a tournament that's not Dom, you could host an After Dark tournament.
I'd be open to that.
Well, I mean, the last After Dark tournament was like morning for me, so
Well, the point of it is
See.
to be in the dark, so I'm saying.
not too hot on 5 a.m.
Anyway, thank you to everybody who watched us and participated in the tournament, and I think I'll keep the stream on so that for Walt's discussion, so we can have like some sort of record because I can't be bothered to make notes. But I will see everybody next month, unless Octo feels like he's gonna host this after dark.
I might do it if Octo doesn't, so there might be one soon.
Well, anyways, bye. Good night.
Good night, Octo. Let's move over to General.
Done.
Just so everybody is aware, the stream is still on.
People don't have to join here just to listen. Well, no one ever listens to the stream. Who would do that?
I mean, I would listen to the stream if I had the choice.
Alright, but Ivy, you respect the moderators.
I am a moderator. If I don't respect myself, what do you think I am?
Hey, can you move me into Team 2 over in the main game?
Sure. Walt says
Hopefully Nord's up for a game.
What Walt says that he's gonna take a minute.
I haven't painted half of these ships. That's not good.
Well, I guess I should probably launch the game, huh?
Let's see. A nice little after tournament match.
By the way, if
I think
anybody
it's
wants
fun to have these.
if anybody wants to join the discussion, join General 1 in Discord.
Yeah.
Still
yeah,
waiting
that'd
for
probably
Walt.
be a smart thing to do.
Also, I'm sure I don't need to tell you this, but more discussion. No, you're not allowed to commentate on your match, okay?
Alright, that's fine.
So, is anybody actually going to talk?
We're all waiting. Oh,
I'm
Walt's
here.
already here.
Fine.
Never mind.
Oh,
Talk.
Walt's having audio issues. Right, okay.
I was expecting Nor to bring up an idea, but I guess that's not happening.
We'll probably wait for Walt to fix his microphone.
Alright, I'm here.
Hello.
You're here, and apparently nobody else actually wants to talk.
Apparently, no one feels like talking.
Well, I mean, two people are currently busy trying to fight, well, one person is getting wrecked, and the other person is busy winning the game, but I won't say who's
Yeah, I'm
who.
sorry. None of my ships have been tested.
You mean you're bad?
Yeah, I built these ships yesterday.
Okay, fair enough.
I built
I
some
think
of
I'm
these
doing
ships
pretty
30
well.
minutes ago. 30 minutes before the tournament.
Well, it's not like I have the right to criticize anybody, so...
He's just in the background having the best loadout possible, just never using it.
So, for this balanced discussion, what are we talking about? I mean, if I have to start, I'd argue that I think this tournament has been not too up to my standards. It's being a bit of a failure.
Why?
I think that a lot of people didn't actually understand what they were doing, and the whole tournament, just like trying to keep track of everything, even as a spectator, it was really difficult. Basically, I was zoomed out the entire time watching ships move to points rather than actually focusing on battles.
Okay.
Yeah, it was really hard when you were in there, especially against someone like OEM, who's just microing everything without a problem.
Do you feel like you got outskilled though, or is it just that? Do you think
Well,
that?
If you consider, I mean, yeah, of course I was outskilled, but not in the shipbuilding department, for example, but in the like how you play the game department, which is, I guess, good. But I would say I really like the games on the small format because it's, I don't know, it's better for the players and for the spectators. For 2v1s, or I mean 2v2s, it works as.
Yeah,
I mean, in 2v2s, you can do the standard one, but otherwise.
I'm thinking of small size map next for next tournament as well, just so that
Yeah, I would love that.
yeah. The other issue is that people would spawn with ships that were basically just thrusters and control room, and try and capture points ASAP. I feel like a small size map would also solve that issue. You don't Walt doesn't actually need to fix that.
Kind of the same issue, right?
Well, in a standard size map, you can actually like find a few control points that don't have defenses, if you get what I mean. Like there are control points
Right.
where people leave and they capture and then they leave because they need your ships elsewhere. But on a small size map, you probably have like you have the fleet left over to protect a point.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Hello.
Hey, sorry, I was having some trouble with my mic and headphones.
You sound like you're talking in a tunnel.
Just about to say top 10 reggae hits.
So yeah, smaller map.
Yeah, that's
Probably.
not anything you can deal with, Mode. That's my problem.
Oh, I think that Nord had a good idea earlier. It'd be great
Remind
if
me.
he said his idea.
The
Oh, he's here. Yeah.
get money for capturing?
Killing
Yeah,
ships,
yeah.
right?
For killing, yeah, for killing.
I guess I worry about that kind of like defocuses. Like it makes domination like a little muddier about like what you're actually supposed to do.
I don't know. I still think it's better because if you have a few large ships that start killing different small ships around the map, they basically can gain more advantage, which is good, I think.
Something else that was discussed
Accomplish
was
kind of the same thing without needing to change the game rules is just to decrease income, because each enemy ship that's costing them the income, and right now that didn't matter so much. But if income was lower, then that would make actually a large ship killing a small ship a much bigger deal.
the problem with lower income is that people don't want to save up, it seems. And it's quite hard. If you look at Luke's versus a Matt's game, because he wasn't able to like capture a point at the start, he couldn't actually afford his ships. He could only afford that one initial one, and that was it.
Exactly, right? Because the income was so high, not being able to get those points made a big deal. If instead starting credits was higher and periodic income was lower, then you'd be able to spawn your large ships, and if you can pick apart your opponent's small ships, you gain an advantage. Whereas right now, they just make more ships, and you don't have.
What was starting income?
It was 500k. Your settings,
Of
I'm pretty
2
sure, is
million, right?
1 minute. Starting income?
No, 500k of 2 million fleet value.
Yes.
Yeah.
Max fleet cap was 2 mil.
Yeah, I think did I change the official rule sets to be like half starting or half max fleet value is starting income?
I'm pretty sure my value was set to half of yours.
Yeah, so that sounds right. Because that was definitely feedback I got that starting income at a quarter max fleet value is too low, so I doubled it.
The other thing that was brought up was like, instead of having just a fleet value cap, and you can also have a ship limit cap. So you can only control like say 6 ships
Yeah.
or 5 ships.
It's gonna work because you can't really exactly quantify how many ships spawn or how many ships are online. Like it's a bit awkward.
I
in
also
that part.
think that feels very arbitrary.
Yeah, it's very.
Yeah, I agree that feels very arbitrary. So there are a couple like kind of arbitrary things. All right, so I have some ideas. Here are my 3 ideas. One is that you could limit the number of ships. I agree. I don't really like that. I think that feels arbitrary. The kind of other thing I could do that also feels pretty arbitrary to me, but maybe not quite as bad, would be to like have some minimum ship value, right? Like you can't spawn in ships that are less than 100k or something like that, right? Probably not as bad, but still kind of arbitrary. The third thing I could do, which seems more interesting to me, is there could be like maybe like a warp in time like per ship slot or something like that, right? So like if you select a ship to warp in, then it takes like some amount of time to actually arrive and show up, during which time that slot is basically like locked, and you can't like spawn in a whole bunch of tiny ships really quick because you have to wait for the respawn timer to cool down.
Feels arbitrary as well to me. I think
Just a
the
bit.
start with
Just a
the
bit.
non-full armor, like non-full armaments, is kind of the same thing, but for each ship.
But
no-
that would still no, it's not the same thing because that would still let you spawn in 20 tiny ships simultaneously and they'd all power up simultaneously instead of having to wait for a ship to power up before spawning another one in.
I think it doesn't need artificial limits. I think it just needs balance limits.
Well, then going along with limiting like how many you can spawn at a time, What if there's like a number that just regenerates over time of how many you can spawn? Let's say it's 5. You spawn all 5. You have to wait a couple seconds to be able to spawn 5 more or something like that.
Well, what's to stop you from just making one fighter ship with explosive charges?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that's another thing that can get through that rule. That would also get through the ship count limit too.
So I think
Having
that
a swarm
the
base.
best way to handle small ships is with mechanical changes rather than with a specific rule for reasons like that, right? There's always a way to kind of get around it. I had a forum post that I just barely made with some possible ideas, just like concentrating control points.
This, I think, goes back to just like a game mechanic where, because all the weapons are on the outside of the ship, at a certain point, big ships just aren't as good as small ships because you can fill up a small ship with useful components, but a big ship is often filled up with corridor, and corridor doesn't do anything.
Well, I think the elimination and arena tournaments have pretty clearly shown that big ships are generally better at just fighting and killing stuff. I think the reason small ships are so powerful in this is because you're not actually encouraged to kill stuff. It's just better to constantly contest all the points constantly, and then you'll eventually win out just by attrition.
What about making a change to the way you cap points?
Do you have
So
something in
one
mind?
thing
I have no clue. I'm just suggesting possible solutions.
Do
I
you
have
do you mean something like, you know how right now, no matter what size ship you have in the point, as long as there is a enemy ship in the point, it just slowly starts being decaptured.
Well, yeah, my idea would basically be something like other games like Overwatch and stuff like that. If you have more value in the point and your side has more value in there, you should be able to cap. Regardless of if there's another ship in there. As long as you have more value in there, it should cap slowly.
I mean, that was one of the original prototypes, capture mechanic prototypes that I tried. My personal people seem to kind of not like it, and also my personal feeling was, it was often, it seemed like very unclear why a particular player was capturing a control point, especially when like the fleet values were very close.
And what about making it so gradual? So basically for every like 100,000 or so per
Maybe.
credit.
I just like to chime in that we should probably remember that when we're making these suggestions, it's not just us who's playing the game who knows how the game works. There are also new players who are just coming into the game, and they need to like at least have some sort of intuitiveness on how the game works. It
It'd be
shouldn't
nice
be
if
like
some of those players join this chat. It'd be really nice if they did that.
I mean,
one
you
thing
can't.
that
Oh, you speak
one
about
thing
this?
that sorry, one thing I suggested in my forum post, and that's also the way that like capturing in Overwatch works, is just if there are two opposing ships on a point, nobody captures. Like capture progress stays the same until one of those ships is destroyed or taken off the point. Like that's how it works in some other games, and I feel like that would also solve or help make larger ships better, because if you can take a point, you can then defend it as long as that large ship stays alive. Whereas right now, even if your large ship stays alive, you'll still lose the point really quickly, but from a bunch of fighters.
So as long as you have any ships there, the point stays yours.
Yes.
Or the progression
Or if you're halfway and then you both have a ship, it stays halfway or something
the
like that.
progression on capturing would freeze until it's no longer contested.
Also, two things. Either make capture speed based on total ship value, or have like a fade out effect from when a ship leaves the area. So right now, larger ship contests the points better, basically. But if a large ship leaves a point, it has like a fade out effect on the points, which makes a small ship not be able to contest it or like capture it really fast like it usually would.
I feel like that goes back to the intuitiveness problem because when I first saw domination and how the capture point works, I was pretty confused myself. I played Overwatch and many other games with capture points, and like Dallas said, in those games, the capture points, if there are two ships competing, or two enemy teams competing in 1 point, the point doesn't actually, the capture rate doesn't actually change, it just stays the same until the other person has been ousted from the point. And fade out is not really something that many games use, so it might be rather confusing to new players.
I think it's
Yeah,
just
that's fair.
mainly because it's so easy for a ship to drift from a point. I think it's just against that because when you control a lot of ships, one ship leaving the point and then when enemy just captures it, it's really hard to take back because of the new mechanics of point not moving when two people are are contesting it. So it's really hard to defend the point when you can just leave a point for a second and it just gets captured.
I mean, why I agree that ships seem to drift out quite easily. Is it really that easy for a ship to drift out of a point? Because I've never actually had any issues like with ships just if I'm moving a ship at speed, then I have issues with control. But a ship that's stationary, I don't really have that many issue with controlling it. It's just that if I don't pay attention to it and I like order it to attack something, then it follows an enemy ship out.
I mean, if a ship is fighting an enemy ship, it's really easy for it to drift for like even if a couple of seconds. Like right now, if you drift away from the point for like 3-4 seconds, then you can lose the point easily. The window of time is just too small for that, I think. Maybe there is another solution, but just some of my ideas, either on total fleet values, either your fleet values. For example, if you have a big fleet and then you send like one really small ship, it's not gonna project your capture ability as well because you have a bigger fleet. So something like that. So it's or the fade out thing.
I mean, I'm no game designer, but I feel like fade out is rather hard to convey. Wouldn't maybe
a
it
bit.
could be better to just like have something. I'm not saying it's a bad idea or what. I'm just saying like maybe it could be a better way to just a better way to visually convey fade out as like if a ship leaves a control point, there's a certain period of time it still stays, like it doesn't allow it to be captured.
So like fades out, but not soft, but hard fade out.
Yeah, so say a large like right now, in the control point there is one ship from each player, and one drifts out for a few seconds. Uh, if it drifts out for less than 5 seconds, the control point still is not allowed to. I mean, I still find that rather confusing to
I
be
like
honest.
Maybe fade out time can also depend on the ship value, but maybe that's too complicated.
It might just be simpler to to increase the time it takes to uncap a point, right? So if you drift out, maybe right now you only have 5 seconds before you lose the point. Maybe just increase that to 10 or 15. I feel like that would be simpler for new players and the same kind of an effect.
Just going along with that. So along with freezing the progression bar, going with that as well, increasing the overall time for it. That could fix the problem as well.
Yeah, it's 10 seconds right now at half speed.
Like, I think that's also part of the reason why large ships aren't so useful. Because if you just leave it for like Nook said, if you leave the control point for a few seconds, suddenly it's not yours anymore.
Oh, increasing capture time would help a lot, probably.
Is it 10 seconds for the middle point or for the outer points?
It's 10 seconds for the outer points, excuse me, and 20 seconds for the middle point.
Okay. Yeah, I think increasing the time would be good. Like in general, I didn't like the original ones. I think the original reason for the capture times to be like that right now was for people to capture points initially, but then it was changed, so people started.
Oh,
with
when all the capture points started neutral.
Yeah, exactly. The reason for the small slash for short capture times was that, I think, right?
So,
So then,
if you're gonna change the times, would you like double them?
Maybe even more. Maybe it
I
should be an
think
option too.
doubling or going up by a factor of 2/3.
No, it should be the doubling or more, I think. Or maybe it should be an option again. Why not?
All right, so in a hypothetical situation where I was also changing the mechanic such that contested points just stayed at whatever capture progress they were at, would you still change the time? Like, how would that affect what you did to capture times?
Yeah, I would still change it because
I think
of what I
both are
was saying
necessary.
about drifting away from the points. Like that's the main reason for
Mhm.
with the new system to have longer capture times.
So if I made that mechanic change and maybe also doubled the capture times, maybe that would be a decent next iteration.
Yeah,
Probably.
it would make like small ships just rushing to points less effective. Well, less effective than it is now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and as time progresses, we'll figure out what things need to be changed. As long as we have a general direction to follow in the beginning, problems
Yeah, this
should
is
slowly
this
get
is
weeded
this is
out.
all a process. As
Exactly.
long as I don't get hit by a bus, it is.
Let's please no, no, not the bus.
And again,
Not again. We finally moved past that phase, and now we're like.
Did we though? Did we really?
yeah, now we
It's
get
your
updates every
fault.
couple
You're the
of
one who
weeks.
brought up the bus in the first place.
It's now double-decker buses. You forgot about those.
Triple decker buses will come soon
I regret.
once the wreck control mode gets mastered.
I regret adding that reaction icon.
So a couple more things related to domination. Um, it might also there was in the tournament there were some maps where the two spawn points started right next to each other or really close, and I feel like those games were both a lot. I feel like they had more of the general problems than when the capture points spawned at the opposite ends of the objectives.
Oh, right, that was the big thing because
So it'd be like increase the minimum distance between capture points.
no, the idea is that if points are in between the spawn points, it's much nicer to play than, for example, sometimes there are two spawn points quite close
Oh, I
nearby,
see what you're saying.
and then in the distance or to the side there are points. Or, for example, the main point is below some distance and the small points are on the other side. It's really quite spread out and frustrating to play. I mean, it could be interesting, but yeah.
Personally speaking, I find that while the random maps are interesting, I think that a consistent map might just be better, because with elimination and arena, everything was consistent at the start anyway, rather than having like randomness. If we want like specific maps for multiplayer, I think is custom scenario still like on the Trello.
Somewhere.
Yeah, like maybe it might just be better to wait for those rather than changing the map too much, and just having like one map for domination.
Maybe have a few fixed ones and still keep the random ones, maybe with some adjustments, because random ones are really interesting, especially for public games, but maybe not for tournaments or for more official things.
I don't actually think there is any real multiplayer game that is completely random. The only one I can think about is Age of Empires, but even that has some consistency. But yeah, going back to that other point Nord said, which was destroying ships would give credits. That would also potentially encourage large ships, wouldn't it? Since
Yeah,
like
it would because small ships are very easy to destroy.
yeah,
But they're also really cheap, so
I mean,
A little income is better than no income.
Could change the match, really.
I guess I feel like I'd rather try some of these other things first before like changing the fundamental rules of domination. Like I really like how domination is just really simple. You get points, you get money from points. Like it's straightforward. People can understand that. And I just worry that like giving an income for destroying ships, at least a significant enough income that it makes a big difference, just kind of like muddies the spirit of what domination is. So I kind of like to
Oh,
try some of the other things first.
That's
Yeah,
fair.
what
I
would
agree
be a
with that.
significant income in your eyes?
Like like what percentage of a destroyed ship's income would you have to get?
Yeah, so would it be like a flat amount, or would it be a percentage of the ship's total value?
Oh, I was assuming percentage of a ship's total income, but
I
I don't
don't
know.
think flat amount makes much sense. All things considered, you
Well, it
destroy
would
them.
if it is a flat amount, or if it's some sort of weird equation that starts at a certain amount and goes up depending on the ship. It would discourage using those tiny little 50k scouts, because it would give your opponent just like
Uh, I mean, it still gives you advantage when you gain money for bigger ships. It gives you advantage, even if there are a lot of small ships. So I don't think a tiered system or something like that should be there. If it's added, I think it should be like an arena.
I
For
think
each
I
part.
can. Yeah, I think I can just kill the small scouts just by turning off start with full power. The other thing I wanted to talk about is maybe we can turn the game speed up to 1 normal speed for the next tournament.
Hey, I'm just saying, but I don't think small ships are viable because they're easy to pick off with a couple missiles.
The smallest one are not, but
but not many
they're
people are building missile ships for some reason.
because PD.
Ah, I'm not too. I don't know the meta at the moment.
We did see like a lot of PD scouts in this tournament, so
But yeah, because it's the cheapest type of scout you can make. That's actually nice.
And it's really effective against big missile ships too.
So going back to game speed for a second, um, my worry with that is like performance.
mine too.
Because we like it was basically okay this tournament, but we definitely like had some players who are like clearly making the game slow down like a little bit. And if you double the game speed, I suspect that's gonna double that problem.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, a
really
lot of people are
already.
just gonna die from the FPS lag.
That's a very fair
Unless
point.
like we also have the max fleet value, but I feel like
Yeah.
people won't want that.
It's already quite small, in my opinion. The fleet value is.
Yeah.
So going on like Dallas's forum post ideas, I think for the next tournament we're changing. I'm gonna change it to a small map. Game speed's gonna stay the same, and probably double the starting credits.
And please don't start with not full power because it's just
Start
becomes
empty, do
really
not start full.
to play and boring. I mean, it does solve some balance problems, but I don't think it's worth the trade. At least in domination mode.
I feel like with a small map, yeah, it wouldn't really matter. Like having scouts is less important when there's less control points, right?
Also, perhaps for a small map, the Fog of War would be more interesting. Cause
Fog of War is useless because you can watch the stream.
Yeah, that's the main issue.
Like, people cite the delay as something that will just make Fog of War magically better, but all the delay is like a couple seconds. People can just predict where the ships are going by how fast they're pushing.
I can increase the delay significantly, but the problem is that I also use the stream to communicate with people, to like do tournament management stuff, and if I increase it too much, it's gonna be a bit awkward. So it's a tough choice. I prefer Fog of War as well. It's just that I don't really see any viable way of making it work and not miss up the tournament.
Well, the only way for it to work would be to have matches that are unstreamed, and as I said a while back, the only way that would work is if we have more than 16 players in a tournament, which won't happen for a while.
Walt needs to make his game more popular. That's the problem.
by the way,
At least on
when's
Steam
the
needs to
next-
happen at some point.
When's the next design contest?
I asked him, and he said that what was the reply, Walt?
I don't remember.
Oh, apparently there was some reason that we weren't doing a design contest or something.
No, I'm not against doing a design contest.
I don't see any problem. Nuke's working as attended.
Maybe my answer was just like wait until
14.10.
Ion Prism.
Well, Ion Prism's out, so you want to do a design
Right.
contest?
I love design contests.
Yes, because you don't have to make ships anymore.
I was late for the last one. I forgot the date, so.
Whenever that next design contest happens again, there's gonna be the argument of the mods being out of touch. That's gonna be great to listen to.
Ah, great. Not this again.
I'm not saying you guys are out of touch. It's just that people complain constantly
I
about
think
it.
it's a minor complaint. It's not that major.
Well,
But
I am
anyways,
out of
continuing with
touch.
questions about tournaments. After Dark tournaments. When is the next one of that? Good luck, Ivy.
This is let's go back a bit. This is balanced discussion with Walt, not ask Memory's tough questions which he cannot answer. Okay? If you want to ask me tough questions that I cannot answer,
Well,
you can
technically,
ask
if
me
we
in
have-
chat and I can dodge the question. Do not ask me here where I have to answer something.
Oh, but Ivy, technically, if we have After Dark tournaments that aren't Dom, that would help with certain issues.
Hold on a second. There's somebody at the
Would
door.
also give you a completely new set of issues.
I'll be
but
back
let's
in
not
like
worry
3
about
minutes.
that now.
Yeah, and for the next tournament, a more grouped up random map or a fixed map, really nice.
The next After Dark tourney that is not if it's not domination, then what would it be? Would it be elimination or arena?
Elimination.
Depends on who's hosting.
Probably me.
Okay, it depends on who's hosting with you. I think that whoever's hosting should decide it, so.
Does Walt want to see more elimination or arena matches?
Well, what do you want?
What do I want?
Yes, I know I'm
I
still
get it.
streaming.
If we're talking an After Dark tournament, then I really don't have a strong preference. I definitely want the next tournament. I guess the next main tournament is After Dark. I don't know. I want the next normal time tournament to be Domination again, just because I think
Yeah, that's
want
gonna
more
be a
iteration
given.
on Domination.
That's a given because Ivy's been going for that.
I've been waiting for domination for a whole year now. I'm not gonna like give up on this just so like this fast, okay?
In terms of what I think that the next After Dark should probably be Elimination. Since you have enough credits and enough customizability, you just full countered. It just depends on how you build.
Okay. I don't see any problem with that. It's just how would the champion work? Like, would the champion just change to the After Dark one? Should we
they
have
would
like?
they would just get their own title, just how Dallas has Grand Champion. They would just get After Dark Champion.
But Walt has to be the one who assigns the role on the forums, which means that every time.
Well, I'm making suggestions. What I say isn't the law. It's up to Walt to make the law.
Well, you need to make the law.
Walt is the
Consider it made. What are we talking about before I promise anything?
Well, we
what
were talking
happens to
about
the
how
After Dark
moderators
one?
should be paid more.
Well,
You promised me cat pictures,
yes,
and I
you
haven't seen
also
any
need to
yet.
Get paid more
That's
for
okay.
for working on this game.
But you can get cat pictures yourself. I haven't seen any kitties yet. It's not fair. I want more kitties. But we were actually talking about how like if we do an After Dark, do we have like an After Dark champion?
I think that they should get a role, but in terms of rewards, they shouldn't really get anything. Because After Dark is more of just like a messing around tournament compared to the official one.
Oh wow.
Not really, but it's not as important at least.
Exactly. So
After Dark tournament is just a normal tournament, but with different times. So
yeah,
like
but it's
you
not the
have different
official
people who are
tournament.
able to play.
It actually is. I mean, it is. You can't really like it is, and I have the rewards to go around. You don't have to worry about that. It's just that if I have to like if they get their own role, then Wold has to assign it on the forums, and it takes him a while.
Maybe just a Discord title.
Just a quick Discord reward.
Yeah, don't need to have a forum title, I think.
I think that works.
I don't think anyone's gonna complain if they have a title here and not on the forum.
If that's the case, then I might as well just do like the next After Dark tournament in 2 weeks, like always.
Tournaments are hosted on Discord, so everyone who is participating is on Discord, so it shouldn't be a problem to have a Discord title. In my
Probably. I don't think anyone really uses the forum except to check the rules.
For the tournaments, at least, yeah.
That's for the tournament.
Yeah, you should really post, like, in, I'm usually confused when you post an announcement, the new tournament, and then I have to find it on the forum. You can
Ivy needs to
post
start
links to
writing
there.
out the rules in Discord.
Yeah. I have to go to forum. What's there? What's that?
Well, if that's the case, then that's decided. We'll just do an elimination round, and if I can find the host, I'll do it.
Oscar really wanted an After Dark tournament.
He should be able to host those.
He doesn't want to get up for it though. That's the only problem.
I don't want to get up with these either, but I still do it.
You're the only person that streams.
Yeah, that's true.
I have to do it.
It's like my job now.
Unless at some point Walt decides to host a tournament, but I highly doubt that since he's busy.
The problem is I also have a game I'm trying to make.
The problem is Walt's too busy typing answering questions and ask Walt.
We'll check tournament chat.
Check tournament chat. Gosh, there's so many channels now I have to even find tournament chat. Oh, I have notifications on tournament chat turned off, so I don't see anything. What am I checking?
Is asking, I think it's what's one I asking about what happened to the momentum boosting up to 2 times normal range.
Oh, I wanted to try just making targeting just straight up standard range, because that seemed simpler and less weird, and actually probably also a little better for frame rate. So I wanted to try that first and just like see how people felt about it before trying the 2x range.
Yeah, I don't think people are going to get that many thoughts on it since most of the tournaments are going to be small scale Dom stuff.
Alright, I think that's all we need to talk about, right? Is there anything else anybody wants to say?
About the new manual mode? No? Or too early to
mean,
have a discussion about that?
I haven't tried that mode yet.
If we're done with tournament related discussions, we can talk about manual mode.
We can, Ivy, if we're done with that, you should probably end the stream.
Oh,
Or else you're going to have a bunch of stuff in your log of things to yell at Walt for.
Oh, well, I don't mind having more things there. Like, why would I?
You say that, but your paycheck is saying a different thing.
My paycheck is disappointingly not full of kitties, so I don't care anymore. I want more kitty.
So about manual mode, I think you can achieve kind of momentum boosting with the manual mode, but it's really ineffective. So one of the things I thought about was there really should be more decoupling of different parts of manual mode. So, for example, manual